has a man.
Peyton Manning stepping out.
It's the Zion Show.
Pass is caught by Jones.
The Duke Blue Devil Band makes its first appearance here at Wallace Wade Stadium, and their football team will be soon to follow. Welcome to Durham, North Carolina, where Citgo presents ACC football from Jefferson Pilot Sports. Today, the Maryland Terrapins, in their fourth game of the season, take a look at the Duke Blue Devils. The sun is out. It's a beautiful day for football here in Durham at Wallace Wade Stadium. Duke has won the toss. They have elected to defer their option to the second half. They'll kick off into the sun to the Maryland Terrapins. Chris Sprague to kick it off. There you see him setting it up on the tee. And back to receive for the Maryland Terrapins, one of the top return men in the nation, Steve Suter.
Trouble.
And he is joined by JoJo Walker in that deep back situation for the Maryland Terrapins. And we are ready to go. Beautiful day today. Wind blowing across the field. Temperature at about 75 degrees. And we are ready to go. Maryland 2-8 in their last 10 ACC openers. 0-4 all time on the road. And here comes Suter picking it up at the 6-yard line, and we're underway. Suter with a seal up the middle, and he gets up to the 35-yard line. So it's about a 29-yard return, and that'll be where they set up 1st and 10. And out to the field we bring Joel Statham. Statham, of course, the third-year sophomore from Chatsworth, Georgia. We showed you the first half stats against West Virginia. His second half stats were very, very strong. His season stats, 58%. He's thrown 4 interceptions, 3 of them last week against West Virginia, and 3 touchdowns. Maryland has overall, as a unit, had 9 turnovers in the first 3 games of the season. 1st and 10, Maldonado takes the handoff and bursts up the left side and gets close to the 40-yard line. And he's brought down there by Brian Green. Let's take a look at our Chevy starters now. Sammy Maldonado carried the ball first time out, 5 and 8 yards per carry. Dickerson the fullback, Derek Fenner, Steve Suter, Derek Miller are the receivers for Ralph Regent's Terrapins. Up front, C.J. Brooks, preseason watch list for the Lombardi Award. Stephon Heyer, Kyle Schmidt, that's 3 good ones. Crummy and Lombardo, the starters as well. And second down coming up at about 6, or 2nd and 4. Handoff, Maldonado up the middle this time, runs head on into Brian Green again. Let's take a look at that Duke defense now as the starters here. And you'll see Duke with Casey Camaro moved into the tackle spot. Justin Kitchen, Eli Nichols, new defensive ends, and Orrin Thompson complete the line. Giuseppe Aguano, 11 tackles last week. Brendan Dewan and Malcolm Ruff. The deep backs are led by Alex Green. Kenneth Stanford back from injury this week with Brian Green and John Talley rather. It's 3rd down and 2 for the Terrapins. They're on 43-yard line. Statham on the corner, carries it himself, has the first down. Malcolm Ruff the first to hit him, but they'll move the chain stock out to the 48-yard line. A conservative approach to this game for Maryland first series.
Again, trying to beat them up front, and Lou Lombardo, the right tackle for the Terrapins, did a great job. You know, Lou, 5th-year senior, first-year starter for the Terrapins, and they need him to have a big ball game.
First down. First down against the front 7 of Duke. Maldonado the lone setback. First pass of the day for Statham. Has some time, looking downfield, has a man there, and can't make the hookup. Intended for Derek Fenner, who had the defender beat.
Boy, that was close. I like the idea early on. Charlie Taft, coordinator for the Terrapins, take a shot at it. You know, try to minimize the enthusiasm of Duke. It all starts with play action. And Maldonado, he looks on, really second option, and that's good for a young quarterback. Just about missed it.
Statham got nailed at the end of the play. Just a gentle push.
Oh, come on, that's powder puff.
That's right. 2nd down and 10. He can handle it. Maryland with first time out with the football this afternoon. Statham, 2 setbacks. Maldonado the carry, and he's immediately grabbed. Casey Camaro looks like the first guy got a pad on him. No, that's Orrin Thompson. Orrin Thompson. He's the lone senior up front from Charlotte, North Carolina, with 12 tackles.
And has been a pit bull. That's exactly what they need. 315-pound senior. He's got to anchor. He's got to battle with Kyle Schmidt of the Terrapins, and he's got to win a majority of those tussles.
Passing situation. Weatherly is split wide out to the top side. Slot man is Rich Parson. 3rd down and 9, no score. First series of the afternoon. Statham to throw, has time, pass complete. Derek Fenner at the Duke 35-yard line. Alex Green and Brian Green hold a meeting over his body at the 35, but it's a gain of about 15 on the play.
All right, this all starts right here, folks, that offensive line. And, I mean, that's perfect protection, ball right on the money, hit him in the numbers, and Finner again comes back. Didn't hook up on the deep one. Watch the shoulders, eyes right on the ball. I mean, that's a good throw and catch.
17 yards officially on the catch. 1st and 10, Maryland and Duke territory at the 35. Handoff, no. Statham holds on to it, shakes off one tackle in the secondary, and down to the 15-yard line. Joel Statham with a nice carry of about 20 yards on the play. Shook off a tackle on the way down there. Alex Green on the tackle.
Stephen, I mentioned earlier about the offensive line. Okay, everybody gets involved from Maryland. Look at the right side. There's Lombardo. You see guys in the middle, Schmidt, C.J. Brooks. That's just a mass of offensive linemen, 300-pounders that are getting off the ball.
18-yard gain for Joel Statham, 1st and 10 at the Duke 16. Maryland marching right down the football. Maldonado with the carry. He gets hit first at the 10-yard line and falls ahead. Eli Nichols put the first wood to him. Ruff comes up to finish it off.
Thing about Maryland, you put Derek Miller in there, 270-pound tight end. Now look at him all across the board. No belly floppers up front. No guys in the white shirts laying on the ground. They stay high. They put a body on you. An excellent job up front.
2nd down and about 3. Maldonado the lone setback. Davis steps off the line. That's him in motion. He's the lead block for Maldonado, and the hole off the right side. Eli Nichols trips him up, and he gets down to the 4-yard line. It's a gain on the play of about 5 yards, but it'll give him a 1st down.
We had Vernon Davis, H-back out of Washington, D.C. I mean, this young man, he can be special. He comes in on the inside trap block, and I got to give Justin Kitchen a lot of credit because he got inside of him. But again, that's just good running.
You mentioned Davis. He may be the H-man, but he's the leading receiver for the Terrapins with 6 catches thus far this season.
No, he's serious.
1st and goal from the 4. Duke showing blitz. Here comes Maldonado to the corner. Not much there. Stanford first held up the play. Demetrius Warren got in and helped out with Brian Green.
And I'll tell you what. Oh, okay, I'll tell you up front, I'm partial to the big guys. Watch the tight end there. Hey, you see Derek Miller. He's steamrolling. You get a good block by a fullback. Maldonado there chasing. Look at the top of your screen. Boy, Derek Miller knocking people off the football.
This is the 11th play of this drive that started at the 36. 2nd and goal from the 3. Maldonado hit. It's Giuseppe Aguano, meets him at the line of scrimmage and is able to wrestle him down for very little gain.
Oh boy, Aguano, he's a beast. Kid in the middle, I mean, plays the game with great passion. You know, Duke right now, boy, they're showing you some girth. I mean, they're not going to take this on the chin without a fight.
3rd down and goal. Ball is at the 2. Looking for the first score of the afternoon. Play action, Statham on the corner, has a man out of the end zone. That was Miller, and he was covered by Kenneth Sanford.
Great coverage. That was great defense. You talk about recognition. Duke knew exactly what the tendency would lead to. And that time the defense had a jump on the offense. Perfect coverage, good penetration. And once again, you talk about biting back. The Blue Devils, man up.
The ACC's leading scorer, Nick Novak, 7 out of 9. His longest is 46. This would be a 20-yard attempt out of the hold of Adam Podlesh. Kick is up, and it is good. And Nick Novak, who continues to push that record skyward each time out, puts Maryland on the board as they drive from their 36-yard line, mostly on the ground.
It was a serious drive. Maryland came out, tried to make a statement. Duke hung in there and had results are good, only 3.
Well, let's see what happens when Duke takes the football field on offense right after this. We are back. Maryland on the board, and Nick Novak 20-yard field goal capped a 13-play march of 63 yards. And the key play was a Joel Statham 18-yard scamper that got them inside the 20. That's how long it took them, 5:07. A very methodical drive dominated by the ground game, which is something that Doc alluded to at the top.
And that's going to be big for Joel's confidence down the way in this game.
And the ball is downed in the end zone by Ronnie Drummer. He's a true freshman. There are two true freshmen handling kickoff returns today. The other is Chris Davis as they walk off the field together. And they had to look into the sun, but that time the guesswork was taken out by Novak, who kicked it into the end zone. All right, Mike Schneider's coming out to run the controls of the offense. He's one of 3 quarterbacks we will see today. Kurt Dukes we expect to see as well, and Chris Dapolito. But Dapolito may come into the game at a different position this afternoon. There's Schneider, knocked out by a concussion against Virginia Tech last week. You see he's completed 55% of his passes. Double tight end set to the short side of the field. Rowland coming back in motion. Schneider on 1st and 10, looking downfield. Pocket disintegrates. He buys some time with his feet, but Chris Kelly will bring him down at the 24-yard line. It'll be a gain of about 4. As we look at our Chevy starters once again, the Duke offense. Ben Patrick, only sophomore captain on the team. The others are seniors. Justin Boyle, Andy Rowland, Chancellor Young, Corey Thompson. 3 out of those 4 are true freshmen. Dan Mooney, All-ACC Academic Honor Roll member. Moravchek, Best, Krieg, and Christian Mitchell, the lone returning starter on offense. 2nd down now and 6. And Kurt Dukes is in at quarterback, and they're running out of the wishbone right now. And off goes to Justin Boyle. He's the freshman, and he gets about 2 yards up over the 25-yard line. Let's take a look at Maryland's defense. Sean Merriman, they call him lights out. 9 tackles and a sack against West Virginia. Henry Scott moves to end to cover Kevin Eli, who won't play today. And in the linebackers, DeQuell Jackson, he's a monster, along with William Kershaw and David Holloway. The secondary, Dominique Foxworth, All-ACC last 2 years running. Garrett McPherson, Chris Kelly, and Raymond Custis. 3rd down and 5 now for Duke. Down 3-0 here in their own territory at the 25. Blitz is on. Ball is loose. Maryland's got it. Scott pounces on the football for his 2nd recovery. The man who hit him was Chris Kelly. That dropped the ball loose, and Scott has recovered his 2nd fumble of the season.
This is exactly what Maryland wanted to do. Again, pressure will burst pipes, and you go after it. In the first series, Gary Blakeney's boys backside unblocked. Chris Kelly, the former Screaming Eagle quarterback out of Seneca Valley, comes in, shows the transition he's made. Back takes onside. That's right. Backside should have been picked up by the quarterback or hot read. The Terrapins now on the doorstep.
Wow. Inside the red zone already on the fumble is the 5th turnover of the season for the Duke Blue Devils, who had a pretty good ratio coming in. Statham at quarterback. Suter and Fenner as wideouts. Now he puts it on the floor, but Statham covers up on the fumble exchange with center Kyle Schmidt. Take a look at what Ted Roof, the Duke coach, feels is important to win. This is his recipe for victory. On offense, perfect ball security. Well, that's down the drain. 50% efficiency on 1st down. That means 4 yards or better. 40% efficiency on 3rd or 6 or less. On defense, you want to create takeaways and limit the 20-plus play yardage. 2 or less 20-yarders today. 2nd down and 10 from the 15. Blitz is on. Screen pass works to Maldonado. And a good open field tackle by Giuseppe Aguano mid the hit. He gets ahead to the 12-yard line, but he lunged after contact.
Giuseppe Aguano, I can't say enough about him. I mean, pure canine. I mean, this guy, you can't get rid of him. He didn't go away. Maldonado made a great catch on that play. And right now, Joel Statham, he's got to step his game up. He had a bot snap, he had a low throw. If the ball had been up, he probably could have had a better play out of it.
3rd and 6. Statham again out of the shotgun. Maryland leading here 3-0. Suter to the short side of the field. Go. Statham looking at it, across the middle to Suter. Complete and hit once. He's close to the 1st down and may have it inside the 5-yard line. With more on that Maryland offensive line, let's go to the sidelines and Mike Hogwood.
Well, Steve, as you know, the last time they were in the red zone, they did not punch it in for a touchdown. That didn't make Ralph Regent happy. He's got some 2nd-teamers in there from the O-line right now to see if they can do the job on this series. And talking in particular about Andrew Crummy is in the game. Also at a tackle, Brandon Nixon, a 2nd-teamer, is in the game on this 2nd series for Maryland.
Crummy saw some action against West Virginia last week, and he's being bolstered by the Maryland coaching staff as kind of the wave of the future in that front line. 1st and goal from the 5. Here's the handoff, the pitch to Maldonado, and he is flattened at the 5. Again, Aguano in on the stop, but also Eli Nichols coming in from the defensive end spot.
Nichols made that happen. I mean, Nichols blew that play up. He got penetration. There you see the sweep. Reach blocks onside for Maryland. And then you see the blue shirts coming in. And then that time, you know, you beat the left side tackle. And what happens on this is that if he gets penetration, keeps his head upfield, he forced it back in. That was a great play.
Left side of that line, Doc, you're looking at their horses there. That's C.J. Brooks and Stephon Hyatt.
Yeah, Hyatt couldn't get done on that play.
Second and goal. Maldonado picking his way to the end zone and pulled back by Iguano. And the ball loose. Was it whistled dead?
Oh, that's desire there.
Wow.
Boy, Duke's defense was put in a bad situation, but they're showing a lot of heart.
They're going to blow the ball dead. Doc, net.
Again, Maryland staying on the ground, just going man on man. Good movement, but that's just determination. The Blue Devils there, downright ornery. He took it away, Steve. He took it away. Took it away.
Wow, what a break for Maryland. Third and goal from the 2-yard line. Great replay. Abiamiri in motion. Handoff, Maldonado. Touchdown, Maryland. Maldonado going over the left side. They go behind their horses, and he takes it in from the 2-yard line, and Maryland tacks a touchdown on top of a Nick Novak field goal.
Boy, Big Sammy. I mean, again, there's those reach blocks. That's good penetration by Duke. That wouldn't have been a tackle. You can't bring Maldonado down with an arm tackle. He breaks arms in the process.
Nick Novak on toward the point after. Novak, 9 of 9 this season, 141 in his career. Podlesh with the hole. The kick is good, and Maryland puts a quick 10 points on the board. First 3 from a drive, the second a gift from Duke, as Duke puts it on the ground, allowing Maryland good field position. Maldonado takes it in for the score. Ted Roof looking on as his Blue Devils have fallen behind. Key turnover. And Maryland took advantage. 6 plays later, they put it in from 1 yard out. Sammy Maldonado. Here comes the return. True freshman Chris Davis has it. And he's on his way. Davis down the sideline. Last man to catch him whiffs. Touchdown, Duke. 94 yards. He's 4th on the depth chart to return kicks. The other 3 are sit.
That's the beauty of freshmen. I was talking to Duke coaches before the ball game. I said, you start a lot of freshmen. And, you know, there's nothing wrong with being a freshman as long as they're enthusiastic and have some speed. A fast freshman and a guy that doesn't play dumb can help you. But that's all about speed and blocking up front. And just like that, this determined group of Blue Devils are right back in the ball game.
Here comes Matt Brooks for the kick after. The point is good, and the Duke Blue Devils strike just like that. The length of the kickoff return, 94 yards by Chris Davis. Busted up the right sideline. You worried whether the sun would be a problem. He saw that all the way to the Maryland end zone. Well, for the first time in 5 years, a Duke football player has returned a kickoff for a touchdown. And Chris Davis, a true freshman, logs the 10th longest in Duke football history of 94 yards. Scotty Montgomery, the last Duke returner, for a score against Wake Forest of 99. And now all of a sudden it's back to a 3-point ball game again. We've gone 10 minutes. We've already got 17 points. I like this.
I love it.
They're trying to kick away from Suter, and it just digs in and goes out of bounds. Bad break for the Blue Devils. Typically a ball that goes into there probably goes out of the end zone, but it'll come out to the 35. Let's see Chris Davis at work again.
Well, it helped up front. You get some blocks up front. Guys staying on Terrapins. You know, you give up contain, and you get a guy with some speed, and that's the whole difference.
I'll tell you what, Ronnie Drummer leveled somebody, and that really
Depleted.
Our score 10-7 Maryland. Maryland with the football. Here's Josh Allen headed around the open left corner, turns it upfield, and it's knocked out of bounds at the 30-yard line.
Josh Allen on the carry. He's forced out of bounds.
C.J. Woodard on the tackle, a 15-yard gain, and they're into Duke territory again at the 30.
But I like the 1-2 pop and backs. But Davis, Vernon Davis, the H-back right there in the corner, he gets the block going. And not only is he a great receiver, but the young man out of Dunbar High School, 240 pounds, 6'3", has great footwork. It gets hands on him. Woo, what a hit. Yeah, love that finish.
C.J. Woodard, wow, right there at the sideline.
Dropping lumber there, baby.
1st and 10. Fenner is split wide out to the top side. Parson is the slot. Weatherly split to the bottom. Play action for Statham. Has some time this afternoon. Looking end zone. Knocked away at the last second. Covering on the play is John Talley.
Well, Talley was beaten, and the ball allowed him to recover. Make no mistake about this one, folks. That was an opportunity that slipped away from the Terps, the second one today on the deep ball.
Fenner may be one of the quickest receivers on the football field. He routinely outruns cover.
Got it. At this point, it's too late. I mean, that was the ball. The ball died. Could be the win. We'll have to check with Mike Hogwood on that one. But a ball thrown on time is a touchdown for Maryland.
2nd down and 10 at the 30-yard line. Josh Allen, the lone setback for Joel Statham. Draw play. Allen, a little bit of yardage. Malcolm Ruff and Giuseppe Aguano in on the tackle. It's going to be a gain of about 3. And let's get a little bit more on the wind conditions at Wallace Wade from the open horseshoe and Mike Hogwood.
Yeah, you really can't tell it from the flags, but it is gusting at times. And when Statham threw that pass, there was a big gust of wind he was throwing right into, and it hung that ball up just a little bit.
Yeah, it looked like it, Mike, because, I mean, Joel Statham has a gun. I mean, that kid, he can get the ball downfield, but on that one, I'm not so certain that the wind was his factor as much as the timing of the play. Had he thrown it earlier, he'd had a score.
Yeah, because his man had beaten the defender, and he had to come back, obviously. We have a timeout for the Duke Blue Devils here with 3:53 left to go in the first quarter of play. 3rd down and 6. Regents Terrapins leading here by a field goal. Joel Statham in at quarterback. Statham back to throw with a blitz on. Pass complete to Rich Parson. Parson has the 1st down and is broken down on a good open field tackle by John Talley at the 13-yard line. And it's going to be a gain on the play of about 12 yards.
Confidence builder. And that's what it's all about at this point in time for Statham. He's got to get back. This time he keeps it here upfield and really kind of flick that in under a little bit of pressure. Sometimes it helps to be lucky.
Statham looking at 1st and 10. There's what he's done so far this afternoon. Davis sets up in a wing back to the right side or short side of the field. Allen falls. Statham has to run around the corner. Statham turns disaster into triumph as he gets over the 10 and down to the 7-yard line. A pickup of 5 when the play should have died 10 yards back.
You know, I always listen when people say someone is athletic. I always go define that. To me, it's getting yourself out of a jam to avoid disaster. Woodrow Dantzler at Clemson back in those days where you had him. No, you didn't. Statham just showed you he's capable of that. That play should have been blown up. Should have been a bad play for the Terps.
Yeah, Allen clearly fell, and that was going to disrupt it, but he turned it into a nice 6-yard gain, brings up 2nd down and 4. He's at the 7 of Duke. Here comes Allen. Head on. He meets the tackle on the play, and that is going to be Alex Green. Had some help from DeAndre White, but he pushes down and gets the 1st down inside the 3-yard line to close to the 2.
Yeah, boy, C.J. Brooks higher, and once again Vernon Davis. Yeah, Charlie Taft and Friedgen, they are going at this as body punches. Heavyweight championship. They're trying to bust the short ribs now of the Duke Blue Devils. They're going at this thing inside, trying to maul them.
So their 3rd journey into the red zone. They come out with a score in the first 2. Hand off, Allen, and tackle from behind.
That's a hit, boy. You talk about it. And Duke won't be mauled.
Casey Camaro with the tackle from behind.
Talk about counter punching. Well, that's the Blue Devils getting into it. Look at the defense. Look at the blue shirts. The blue shirts now, they redirect the line of scrimmage, buddy. That's good football.
2nd down and goal. Let's take another look at it.
Going up and over, relentless pursuit, baby. Get to the ball carrier in a hurry.
Don Aguano's been all over the field, too, hasn't he?
Cyborg.
Hand off, Allen stood up and thrown back. Malcolm Ruff, C.J. Woodard, and John Talley, but Ruff was the man who made the big stop. He had 8 tackles against Virginia Tech a week ago.
Boy, this is great. Here's a toss play, and the Blue Devils won't get blocked. Look at the pursuit angles. Getting there, rat-a-tat-tat, getting them down. Boy, that's going at it. It's so difficult to defend in short space. The Blue Devils, man up.
3rd and goal. Parson in the slot, Suter to the top, Fenner to the bottom. That's Suter in motion. Maryland up 3. Statham rolling right. Statham holds, fires, intercepted in the end zone. Woodard picks it off and kills the drive.
Well, you know, Ralph Friedgen has said this over and over. Don't be afraid to punt. Don't be afraid to kick a field goal. Duke had outguessed Maryland. They had the perfect defense for that play. They ate them alive, and Statham gives them a play, and Ralph Friedgen has got to be furious.
First career interception for C.J. Woodard. Let's look at it again.
Hey, sometimes you win it, sometimes they get one. Roll out play, hey, it's nothing happening. Tuck it and go. Bad decision, great defense for the Blue Devils.
And Statham was hit as he released the football. Duke will have it 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. It's Kurt Dukes under center. Deontay McCormick, Jamar Wright are out there too. This is Boyle, the true freshman, and he runs into the teeth of that very tough Maryland defense that we just haven't seen enough today. DeQuell Jackson and William Kershaw there to meet him for the stop.
Well, the good thing for the Terrapins is that they have this defense, and this defense is special. And they have some man-eaters on this side of the ball.
Yeah, they do.
And they will man up. I guarantee you that.
Sean Merriman, Conrad Bolston, Henry Scott is an amazing story. We'll talk about him this afternoon. 2nd and a long 9.5, maybe 10. Out of the shotgun. Dukes carries himself. Fumbles the football. It's picked up.
My goodness.
Kershaw nailed him. And coming up with the ball, David Holloway.
Boy, that's criminal. If you're a Duke fan at this point, that is criminal. But it's football. And Maryland had to deal with it last week. And now the Blue Devils have put it down for the 2nd time.
Kershaw knocked it loose. Holloway picked up the loose ball. Dukes coughs it up. It's the 2nd Duke turnover.
That's why the Terrapins are special on defense.
Let's take a look at the Hummer scoreboard again. No score, Boston College and Wake Forest. They're in the 1st. NC State's got their hand full at Virginia Tech. They're in the 2nd at Blacksburg. Florida now 7 better than Kentucky in the 2nd. 1st and 10, Maryland and Duke territory again. Allen picks up a cool 5 yards. Kenneth Stanford will drop him at the Duke 24-yard line after a 5-yard gain. And that'll do it for the first quarter of play, as the Duke Blue Devils are blowing themselves up with plays like this. Duke's on the fake, then gets hit by Kershaw. Ball pops loose, and disaster strikes for Duke, but they're just down 3 after 1. Welcome back as Citgo presents ACC football. Steve Martin here along with Doc Walker and Mike Hogwood. Maryland leading Duke 10-7. Maryland driving again. We've got a whistle and a flag being thrown here. And it's a delay of game against the Maryland Terrapins.
Now, delay of game, 16, offense, 5 yards, 1st down.
Says Flamon Williams, and we have our actually second penalty of the day. Duke had one for kicking the ball out of bounds. Here's a look at the Progress Energy progress report for the first quarter. Boy, Maryland has dominated on the ground and in all of the other statistics, but there you go. Time of possession and total yards, Doc. But turnovers have been the equalizer this far this afternoon.
Yeah, but what does it mean? 7-10. Most overrated stats in football. Bottom line score.
Oh, great catch by Davis, and he's headed in for a score. Vernon Davis, his first career touchdown, and his 8th pass reception of the season. A 29-yard hookup with Joel Statham, and Maryland strikes after the Duke 2nd fumble.
Yeah, Vernon Davis, he's a difference maker. He's everything I heard he was and some. And if you're going to defend him, you got to hope you get by with just give him the catch, but don't give up the catch and score.
Rick Novak been a busy man here in the first half with a field goal and looking for his 2nd point after. Kick is up and good. Still perfect on the season at 11 kicks. And the Maryland Terrapins strike quickly, taking advantage of a Duke miscue. The Duke defense has played all of this first half because the offense can't seem to hang on to the football. Statham, 29 yards downfield to Vernon Davis. Once the defender fell, it was over. Maryland by 10. They apparently kicked ahead of time.
There was no kick. The ball was not marked ready for play.
We'll start it over again.
Eager, man. Terrapins want to get this thing going.
Yeah, they do.
They realize that this could be an ambush.
Turnover story, points off. 14 of the 17 Maryland points have come off turnovers. We've had 3 turnovers in the game and a kickoff return for a touchdown by that man right there, Chris Davis, true freshman. He's back there with Ronnie Drummer, another true freshman. Duke has had under Ted Roof an outstanding recruiting class. He didn't anticipate having to use 13 true freshmen already by game 4. There's the kick. Flag down on the play. Davis picks his way to the sideline. Nice return, but let's see if we're going to do this again. And we may. The kick is tackled by Dominique Foxworth. Well, we may be doing this again. But they're talking to Maryland. They marched it off against Maryland, but they're talking again. They're talking to Maryland.
Why are you talking to their captain, White?
Let's get the call.
Let's play ball.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
It's like we've been in commercial forever. And Ted Roof is going to decline. They like the ball where it is right now. It's their best field position so far in the first half. They've taken 2 at the 20. And they are 10 yards north of that right now.
Encroachment, 16, kicking team. 5 yards from the end of the run, first down.
So that gets them up to the 35-yard line. Go to Yahoo Sports to see JP Sports ACC football games. Yahoo Sports also brings you live game audio each week for dozens of schools for every major conference. Listen to your favorite team's game all season long for $4.99 per month from Yahoo Sports. Get it now at sports.yahoo.com. 1st and 10. Hand off to Boyle, and he's straight ahead. Not much going there.
Look at that pile. Look how many white shirts are at the scene of the crime. There are 9 helmets there. I mean, that's getting to the football. Duke, now Monty Galbraith has a great plan for the Duke Blue Devils offensively. If they can hold on the ball long enough for them to execute.
I know, really.
I mean, give the guys a chance.
This is only their 7th play from scrimmage in the first half. And we are about 43 seconds into the second quarter. Mike Schneider in at quarterback. Corey Thompson. Split wide. Here's Boyle. Good block by the tight end Rowland, and first down Duke. And they move the football out over the 46-yard line. Chris Kelly made the shoulder pad tackle, but not before a 9-yard gain on the play.
There you go, Steve. Singling out those tight ends, getting a good reach block. Boy, that's real nice there. That's getting it done, getting around the corner against a quick Terrapin team. And there you see pad on pad, staying in there fighting all the way through. It's a good job.
1st and 10. Duke now at their own 47-yard line. Their furthest advance of the day, and their first down, as that graphic shows, overwhelmingly. Out of the shotgun, Schneider. Pass is complete. This is Thompson, another true freshman, a gain of 5 yards. Dickerson is in on the tackle along with Custis and Foxworth. 2nd down and 9. Schneider to throw with time as a man. He's looking for Thompson. Complete! Corey Thompson, another true freshman from Atlanta, Georgia. A 43-yard hookup with Mike Schneider, and the Duke Blue Devils make their first journey as an offense into the red zone.
Hey, you young quarterbacks, you want to know when to throw the deep ball right there. Boy, this is perfect. The D-back doesn't have a clue at that point, and you're going against one of the best in the league in Foxworth. Great throw and catch. The confidence is sky high for the Blue Devils.
1st and goal. Duke at the Maryland 9-yard line.
Rolling the H-back in motion, the handoff to Boyle. And Boyle pushes ahead, gets around to the 6-yard line, but all of a sudden momentum for Duke. Rob Armstrong comes up with the tackle. Mike Schneider against Maryland a year ago, 20 out of 47, 270 yards, a touchdown and a pick in a 33-20 loss to the Maryland Terrapins.
Well, they clearly weren't as good without him last week against Virginia Tech. Right now, boy, they're in a great position, but the Terrapin defense, now it's their turn to man up.
Ronnie Elliott is on the field today. The pass incomplete, intended for Deontay McCormick, and what a great play by one of the great ones, Dominique Foxworth, the senior out of Randallstown, Maryland.
Well, again, if you want to battle with Foxworth, you better bring a dump truck, and it better be full of supplies, because he's going to take you the whole distance. You beat him on a deep one, and he will come back, and this kid is special.
He's going to be playing Sundays, and you're going to hear from him on the rest of the days of the week, too. He's quite a man off the court. 3rd down and goal. They're at the 6 of Maryland. Maryland leading here, 17-7. Duke knocking on the door. Here's an up and out for the tight end. Complete touchdown! Sophomore Ben Patrick takes the fade from Mike Schneider.
Well, no doubt in my mind, we have a couple of future pros here at the tight end position. On both sides of the ball, they're very, very talented. A fade route to a 270-pound receiver. Now that's getting it done. That ball was thrown right on the mark. Good throw and catch. Hey, you better wake up, gang. The Blue Devils are rolling.
Matt Brooks out of Trey McDonald's hold. The point after is good. And the Duke Blue Devils are just 3 points back. A drive that started at their own 35-yard line, highlighted by a 45-yard aerial completed on a 6-yard touchdown pass to Ben Patrick from Mike Schneider. And Duke is 3 points away. Back after this word from your local station. Defense has rested so far in this battle between the Terrapins and the Blue Devils. Welcome back to Wallace Wade Stadium. Steve Martin along with Doc Walker and Mike Hogwood as the Maryland Terrapins cling to a 17-14 lead. Duke driving down the field and punching it across. Big tight end Ben Patrick with his 2nd career touchdown reception. Kick squibbed on the ground, fumbled once, still on the ground, and brought up and recovered by number 47, John Kondo. This is following the philosophy that Ted Roof talked to us about yesterday, and he said they are just afraid of Steve Suter. They're going to do everything they can to get it away from him this afternoon.
Smart move.
Yeah, our scoring drive. 7 plays for the Duke Blue Devils, 65 yards, 43 of them on a hookup from Schneider to Corey Thompson. A 6-yard touchdown pass to Ben Patrick. Did it? This is where Maryland's worst field position of the afternoon. They're on 29. Looking into the sun, Statham to the wing. Pass is complete to JoJo Walker. And not much yardage on that play. Closed down quickly by Alex Green and DeAndre White. Let's take this all-tell sideline report from current sideline reporter Mike Hogwood.
Thank you, Stephen. Boy, what a difference that series made for the Duke offense. Mike Schneider's over here talking with all the guys, and you really sense that this guy has come on with some leadership ability. I don't know what's been holding him back, but there's no doubt about it that he is the best thrower on this Duke team, and he made some great throws in that series.
Statham with a nice throw right there. Short of the 1st down, however. It is complete to Steve Suter, and it's out shy of the 39 to the 38-yard line. Ken Stanford is picking up on the play and then bring up 3rd and short.
Yeah, we talk about a lot of youth in this ball game, and Ralph Regent with the 3 great years, but this football team here from Maryland has to define its personality, and being on the road in a good football game is the best way to do it.
They're in a very hostile atmosphere last week in Morgantown, West Virginia, and very nearly pulled out the win. 3rd and short, handoff Maldonado, bounces outside, has the 1st down and more. And near midfield, finally brought down by Stanford and Chris Davis. He'll be marked down at the 49-yard line.
Raging bull.
Oh,
I'll tell you what, boy, Sammy, when he squares those shoulders up, if you're in front of him, you're in trouble.
He gets 5.8. That's a gaudy per carry average.
Well, this offensive line, Steve, right now, they can suck the life out of momentum. And Duke is excited now, but they'll just maul you down and just wear you out.
Well, Maldonado at 5.8 and Josh Allen at 4.0. Play action for Statham, 1st and 10. Looking downfield, his receiver stumbles. Abiamiri was the intended receiver. Rob Abiamiri, incompleted pass. Statham had it there, but he fell on the pattern. Maryland Terrapins, winners over Northern Illinois, settling a score of a year ago. They beat Temple, and then they lost a heartbreaker in overtime at Morgantown, West Virginia against West Virginia. Ralph Regent's teams, usually if they log their losses, they happen early. Last year, they took 2 losses to start the season and rolled off 10 straight wins. 2nd down and 10. Statham, big rush is on, and a sack and a fumble. I think it's recovered by Maryland. Nichols getting up from the scrum. C.J. Brooks is down there. Camaro was the one who hit it.
I'll tell you
knocked the ball loose.
That's just great technique, great pass rush. You have to win the one-on-one battles. If you're going to be a good football team, somebody on your side has to be better more often than someone on the other side. And Duke started to develop those kind of guys.
Now, Maryland recovers the football, but they'll lose yardage.
And again, it happened at the top of the screen. That's just great pass rush ability. Those numbers on the Duke jerseys are killing me.
That's Casey Camaro.
Camaro again.
We're both looking at this through field glasses this afternoon. Loss of 5 on the play. 3rd down and 15. Maryland up by a field goal. 17-14. Fenner split wide to the top side. Walker to the bottom. Statham to throw. Blitz is on. Pass complete over the middle. It is Fenner, and he's still going. Brought down finally by Alex Green, but he gets all the way to the Duke 24-yard line. Gain of about 22.
Steve-O, the question is, how good can Statham be? How good? Well, I'll tell you what, he can be real good. Maldonado, you're going to see the back here, right here. He's going to miss the block. We missed that. Fenner comes over, looks the ball in, and now you start making people miss. And this is how you define yourself as an exceptional receiver. And here we go again. Inside, here's the cross there. See, Maldonado didn't miss it, picked it up late. Good effort, good defense, good throw and catch.
1st and 10 at the Duke 23. Pitch, here comes the reverse. It's Weatherly, and Duke doesn't buy it. There to stop the play, number 84 for the Duke Blue Devils, that's Patrick Bailey. Bailey is a true freshman from Elmendorf, Texas.
Boy, it's so clear to me. Ted Roof, Ralph Regent, their past relationship at Georgia Tech. I mean, Ralph throws a wrinkle, and that defense is there. Like, they anticipate that that's happening.
No gain on the play. Let's look at this again.
Reverse the quarterback. Will the quarterback hit? Let's watch Joel. Gets in there. No, it's not going to cut it. Let's keep him at QB. Let's keep him at QB.
2nd down and 10. Pass. Picked off. That's Talley, and he's on his way. John Talley for the 5th interception in his last 6 games, his 2nd in as many weeks. He takes it all the way to the house, and Duke is on top.
Say what? I tell you what, boy, you can talk about freshmen and sophomores all you want. Ralph Regent knows now you don't panic, you know, because you're giving things away, and now Duke is good enough to take advantage of it. Oh, yeah, no better feeling in the world. All the hard work, summer camp, training camp, pays off when you make big plays.
Duke in the lead, looking for the point after. The kick of Matt Brooks is between the uprights and good. An 85-yard interception return by John Talley. His 2nd for a touchdown this season. His 1st came against Connecticut. Talley stepped right in front of the receiver, and he's off to the races. 85 yards downfield. Duke leads Maryland 21-17. Welcome back to Durham. There's our score. Duke leading Maryland in our Citgo ACC Game of the Week, 21-17. John Talley, an 85-yard interception return. The 2nd interception thrown by Joel Statham this afternoon. Sprague keeps it off the ground. Here's Walker at the 18. Walker looking for room. Good open field tackle. Charbonnet with the tackle, a 7-yard return. Duke, 67 yards total offense, 1 touchdown. The D and the special teams, look at that, 179 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's an 85-yard interception return and a 95-yard kickoff return.
You see why they didn't want Sutter to have the football, because he's so unique. Boy, Maryland, you got to settle down. You've given things away. That's what you have to tell yourself, and you can still be good, but you're going to have to earn it.
Maldonado, the lone setback. That's a Biamere in motion. Maldonado with a carry. C.J. Brooks running interference, but Woodard leads the charge for the tackle. And let's go to the sidelines and Mike Hogwood.
Well, you talk about a team reflecting the emotion and heart of its coach. That's what Duke is doing right now. Doc brought this up. They're getting beaten the stats sometimes, but they are playing with so much heart. And that defense, Coach Roof came up and talked to every player on that defense when they came off. I've never seen a group so fired off and ready to get back onto the field.
We talked with Ted Head and spent a lot of time with his staff yesterday, and he may be missing a lot of players, but you'd never know it from his attitude. 2nd down and 8. They're not sweating the losses. Statham to throw, pass complete in traffic. That's Suter. And Alex and Brian Green bring him down, but his forward progress would be marched out to the 39-yard line, and it's a 13-yard hookup. Good for a 1st down.
No, that's a blue beehive, though.
Oh,
if
yeah.
you got the ball, they come to you. And it's the same thing Maryland was doing. We're watching 2 units now on defense that are trying to separate themselves and become elite units. And the way you do it is you hustle on every play. And when you get there, you rattle that dental structure.
All that's left of the dental records. Fenner split wide out to the left, Suter to the right. A Biamere in motion on 1st and 10. Play fake for Statham. Ball tip. Great coverage on the play. Orrin Thompson was all over Joel Statham, and he was not able to get the pass away.
Pitbull.
Oh,
Tell you what, man, that kid, they need that too. He gives them size, strength, and he's playing with a high motor.
6'6", 315. Let's take a look at some scores here. Wake Forest leading by a touchdown over Boston College. And up in Blacksburg, Virginia Tech stepped in front of NC State. We'll see NC State and Wake Forest next week in our ACC Game of the Week. And it comes your way from Carter Finley Stadium at 12 noon. Back to throw. Statham again to the flats. Complete Drew Weatherly. And he is close to the 1st down and may have it, as Stanford made the tackle to knock him out of bounds. 1st and 10 at the 49. Statham, deep handoff. Maldonado dances away from one player and created extra yards to make a big play out of nothing, Doc, because Demetrius Warwick had his number in the backfield.
Yeah, when you see Stephon Hire, the left tackle, he's downfield. He continues to block. I mean, Maryland has been through some whiplash, if you will, on offense, but the belief is that they're going to be a good football team, a good unit. So you stay with it. And I don't think Ralph or Charlie Taft have shied away from their game plan.
Statham looking at 2nd down and 6. Biamere again in motion. Handoff Maldonado. Look at him go. Maldonado 1st down, breaking tackles, bouncing to the Duke 31-yard line. A gain of 15 on the play before Alex Green has to come up and make the stop.
Well, Biamere made a nice play. Again, one of those tight ends, H-back, number 3. We'll watch him. Good drive, good surge off the ball. And there's the Raging Bull running past people. Arm tackles do not work against Sammy Maldonado. He's an arm breaker.
A transfer from Ohio State under Charlie Taft. They've had some balance, and look, nothing says it better than that statistic right there. 1st and 10. Play fake. Pass is nearly picked off, nearly caught. It was up for grabs between Biamere and John Talley. Heavy pressure that time put on by Justin Kitchen.
Well, this is just a good contest. I mean, this is just hand-to-hand combat. I mean, one play, you're an inch away from either a sack, a tip, or a fumble. Talk about being in the right place. Well, that's good defense and nearly a good catch.
2nd down and 10. Ball at the Duke 31-yard line. Out of the shotgun, Joel Statham. Draw play, quarterback draw. runs by blue shirts and gets down to the 23-yard line. Nice gain by Joel Statham on the play of 8.
Statham's sneaky.
Yeah.
He really is, man. He's a big guy who can rumble. I mean, he's got some game now. This time he was able to avoid the rush and then still move Maryland downfield.
3rd down and 2. Big play for Maryland. Down by 4. Here's Allen, pitch to the corner. He's got the 1st down and more and gets down to the Duke 11-yard line. Stanford on the tackle. It's a pickup of 12 for Maryland.
Now you play defense, you need great effort. But on offense, buddy, you got to have some skill too. And higher, 70, the left tackle, the tight end. There's Davis.
Oh, yeah.
Again, you look at their people downfield. They're big, they're athletic. And that time they won on the edge.
They're right at the 10-yard line, Doc. 1st and 10, just outside the 10-yard line. Here's Maldonado to the corner. Good arm tackle made there. And the tackle made by Patrick Bailey.
Well, this time Bailey, he beats high. And that's what you want. Give and take. You win one, the opponent's going to win one if he's worthy. And that time he took it.
So,
Didn't I say Maldonado not tackled by arm? No arm tackle, right? No. Is that a gain? Wasn't that a gain?
What's that?
That's a gain, right? Got 1 yard, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well, that still stands. You can't be scared for a moment.
Red Roof inside the red zone. Both teams have been there. This is the 4th time in there for Maryland. The blitz is on. Statham gets rid of it. Davis, 2nd touchdown of the day. There's a flag in the backfield. Vernon Davis goes in for the score, but it may be against Duke.
Great recognition by Joel Statham. He saw it, felt it. Again, Vernon Davis makes the adjustment, soft hands. Vernon can make you miss. He's loaded with game.
And ready for the call here. It looks like it's a roughing the passer penalty against Duke. It's a 12-yard touchdown connection from Joel Statham to Vernon Davis, their 2nd such hookup of the day.
We had a personal foul. He went with a high blow to the head, roughing the passer. 17, defense. We will mark the 15-yard penalty off on the kickoff. We got to try. Touchdown is good.
So Vernon Davis puts Maryland back out on top by 2. Ralph Friedgen happy. Joel Statham recovered as he did a week ago against West Virginia. Make a mistake, he comes back and does something positive.
This staff has a lot of confidence in Joel Statham.
Nick Novak to kick the point after here. Maryland to look for a 3-point lead. The high snap, the kick is good. 3rd of the day.
Now I know why they have so much confidence in this young man. There you see the throw. Oh, buddy, that was head knocking there. I talked, about knocking those, those molars you get done.
Yeah.
Things like that.
Crowns.
You get those crowns, all those temporary things. You can dislodge those with a hit like that.
Oh, yeah.
This is beautiful after the ball. I'll tell you what, Vernon Davis is my guy.
And he's got the size.
I like what I see.
He's 6'3", 239. He's a horse, really. And that's his 2nd career touchdown, 2nd touchdown of the day.
More like a stallion. I think horse is a little bit degrading for him. Stallion.
Yeah. Horse indicates might be a workhorse.
Could be anything. Could be, towing things, working. This guy here's a show.
He's a hood ornament.
Tell you what he is. He's a baller. He can play.
And that young man, Joel Statham, all right, he's thrown 2 interceptions, but he's also thrown 2 touchdown passes, and he knows enough to get it to the guy who can get it to the end zone, Vernon Davis.
And Charlie Taft didn't panic. They continued to run their offense, and they continued to throw. You know what I mean? So they're showing this kid they believe in him, and that's impressive. If you can make plays, you can overlook mistakes. Still an infant in this system.
Yep. He's a sophomore, 3rd-year sophomore, but nothing beats live ammunition, and that's what he's ducking under this afternoon. And Duke is giving him all he can handle. This is a very aggressive defensive style for Duke, guided there by Jerry Azzanero and also Scott Brown. And of course, Ted Roof is the defensive specialist himself, as head coach. They're not giving any quarter. The kick is out of the end zone. The 15-yard penalty will do that, plus the wind at your back. So Novak knocks it out of the end zone. So there's Joel Statham counting touchdowns and counting teeth so far. He's had some tough hits, but he's delivered. Mike Schneider at quarterback for Duke at the 20. There's the handoff inside. Rob Armstrong leads the charging defense, along with Sean Merriman. And that was Ronnie Drummer. Ronnie Drummer's a true freshman out of Salinas, California, and he got the honor of running into the teeth of the Maryland defense in that first play.
He wasn't shy. No fault in being young as long as you're not young and dumb.
Kurt Dukes now at quarterback. There's the rushing yardage.
Yeah, well, that was important that Maryland dominated on the ground.
Play action, Dukes to throw, and had a man out there, Patrick, but he had to throw quickly because he was under pressure. David Holloway was right in his grill.
Good call. Good call. Beauty with pressure. It changes things.
No doubt. Dukes comes to the sideline. Different quarterback every play now for Ted Roof.
A lot of guys look good in pregame.
Yeah. Well, let's see it with a guy in another uniform in your face. 3rd down and 7 for Duke. They're at their own 23. They trail here 24-21. We've had an exciting ball game here in Durham this afternoon thus far. Schneider out of the shotgun. Boyle is lone setback. Pump fake, and he's sacked. Brought down by Conrad Bolston, the sophomore from Burtonsville, Maryland. That's his first sack of the season, but his second tackle for loss.
And that's the best sack he'll ever take. Because had he thrown that, it might have been disastrous.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what you can't be afraid to punt when you're playing a good team.
You know, this is our first punt of the day. Amazing. And this is kind of exciting because Steve Suter's back in punt formation. Came in here needing 34 yards to become the ACC all-time punt returner. Trey McDonald very conscious of that. They don't try to kick it away from him. High snap. He's aiming for the corner. He'll send Suter over there at the 35. He's got it. Suter with room. Suter 20 yards and knocked down in Duke territory at the 43-yard line.
Fearless. He's fearless.
45-yard punt, a 22-yard return leaves him 12 yards shy. Now he needs 15 yards to become the ACC's all-time leading punt returner.
And you see why he's so unique. Most guys there give you a fair catch signal. He didn't even think about it. Never entered his mind.
Back to throw. Statham downfield for JoJo Walker. Can't stretch out and get it at the 10-yard line. He had him. Chris Davis, the true freshman, defending on the play.
What a play. Beautiful execution. Great fakes. I mean, for Duke to recover and to be that close says a heck of a lot about their defense. Boy, that was a piece of work. And nearly pulled it in. And he's capable of that. That was not a drop, though, folks. That was a near miss.
Start paying attention now to timeouts. So we're down, closing in on the 2-minute mark. 2:45 left in this first half. Maryland looking to add to their 3-point lead. Pass to the flats to the tight end Miller, complete. Look at the big 264-pound junior Derek Miller from Carlisle, Pennsylvania. 7 tough yards.
Oh, man. That's my kind of guy there.
Yeah, get out of my way.
Just brutalize people going down the sideline. I was watching this kid in the pregame warm-up, man, and I don't know.
He's a house.
He's a man. I mean, these kids, these tight ends now, they got a beautiful group. Both sides of the ball have some real talent at the most important position in football.
They're down 3. Spoken like a true former tight end. Now, you're not a former tight end. Once you're a tight end, you're always a tight end. There's a pitch and a mistake in the backfield. Maldonado covers up. And that takes away every yard that Derek Miller just got him.
Yeah, but Kevin Wilson forced the mistake. See, pressure again, it'll bust the pipes. You force that bad toss, and that's happened too often for Maryland. Coach Friedgen is, I'm sure he's sick of it, because he realizes that he's in a dogfight and that Duke is capable of winning the ball game.
Interestingly enough, we see the first punt of the day from each side on successive possessions. Adam Podlesh is on. Loss of 7, loss of 8 brings up 4th down and 12. Hardless, one of the top punters in the ACC. Davis gets away from it. A Maryland player touches the ball. That is Fenner, and he touches it at the 12-yard line. It's a 33-yard punt. No return on the play. 1st and 10. Oh, you know what I'm talking about. Hand off to Boyle. And oh, Chris Kelly, former quarterback, decks Boyle in the backfield. What a story about Chris Kelly, huh?
Oh, man, unique guy. Great quarterback at Seneca Valley. This time, I think Chris got a little lucky. He may have been blocked into this, or it's a great reaction. Let's give him the great reaction. Guess what? There's the ball carry. Oh, that's great. I'm happy for this kid. He's a Spartan. This guy loves the game. Pretty decent blocking up front, but on the edge, they couldn't get it.
Let's go to the sidelines. We have a timeout here called by Maryland with 1:43 left. To the sidelines we go on Mike Hogwood.
You guys talking about Chris Kelly, and I agree with you. What a great story. This is the kind of story you love to hear about in college athletics. Here's a guy who was one of the most heavily recruited quarterbacks when he was in high school, expected to lead the Terps as a quarterback, but he tore not one but 2 ACLs. He has worked back from those 2 knee injuries and now is a starting safety, and as you guys can see, he's playing pretty good today.
Actually, he tore one twice. Yeah. He tore his left ACL twice.
One in the Super 44 high school all-star game.
He's only taken something like 8 snaps in college football until this season, since his high school year.
He made himself a player.
He went and asked Ralph Reed, says, I want to play defense. And look at him, he's in the starting lineup. 2nd down and 12 for Duke. Schneider back to throw at the lip of the end zone. Puts it up for grabs down the sideline, throws it away. Everybody was pretty well covered on that play. Good decision by Mike Schneider not to take the sack. Chancellor Young, his father Charles Young, is here today.
Boy, he was a great tight end, boy, out of Southern Cal.
Yep, played with the LA Raiders,
Tree,
Philadelphia, and Seattle. Nice to see him here. He's in attendance. Hope even get a chance to get a word with him in the 2nd half. That'd be good. They're down 12. Duke down by 3.
Don't want to make a mistake in this situation, but yet you also don't want to be too conservative in this. Go and try to score.
Well, Duke, faced with the possibility of a penalty, decides to take a timeout. They have 1 remaining, and Schneider comes back to the sideline. Now, the thing to remember here that not only is Schneider in the game, but Chris Dapolito is in for the first time this afternoon, and he's playing at a position other than quarterback.
Well, he can play H-back, wide out for you. I mean, he's an athlete. And Duke has a lot of different options. And Marty Galbraith, and again, you had extensive dialogue with him this week, and there's so many things they can do, but a lot of that you do with offense is dictated on field position. Right now, they're not in a good position.
Well, let's hear what Ted Roop had to say about his quarterback situation when we talked to him before today's game.
You'll see Mike Schneider start and play a lot. You'll also see Kurt Dukes play quite a bit. I thought he provided a spark to us last week and earned some more reps and some more time. You'll see him rotating in and out. And you could possibly also see Chris Dapolito. I don't know how much, but we're going to see Chris at some other positions.
He told us yesterday that we'd see Chris Dapolito, but the first play we might see him in is in a position rather than under center. I want to remind you that the announcers for this game are selected and compensated by Jefferson Pilot Sports. This broadcast is a copyright presentation, and a use of it without the express permission of the Atlantic Coast Conference, and Jefferson Pilot Sports is prohibited. But there's Chris Dapolito wandering around the huddle there. Last play before they took the timeout on 3rd and 12, he was lined up as a wide out. I saw a play in their Friday run-through, Doc, where they had Dukes as a wing, Dapolito in the shotgun, and on a count, they switched into a wishbone with Dukes under center.
Yeah, they have a lot to do. The main thing, Steve, is to make sure you have at least 2 tight ends in the game at all times if you want to ensure success.
You can't have enough of tight ends, can you, Bill? 3rd and 12. Schneider back there. He's got Boyle as his lone protector. The blitz is on. Kelly coming in from strong safety. Schneider on his way, headed for the sidelines, and is marked out of bounds at the 28-yard line. It's a gain of 18 on the play. DeQuell Jackson has to come up and shut it down, but good decision by Mike Schneider.
DeQuell tried to shut him down at the end of that play. But this kid's an athlete. I mean, he makes things happen. You didn't want to turn the ball over to the Terps at this point.
No.
You want to try to get on the board because there's some significance to if you can go in at halftime in this ball game.
Well, field position they've granted Maryland through turnovers thus far this afternoon, and they didn't want to give it up another time on a punt. So they keep control of it. That stopped the clock with 1:28 left. Full house backfield now. Boyle the eye back. He gets the handoff. There hasn't been much to run at in the middle of that Maryland defense this afternoon. Tackle there made by Kershaw. And a timeout call.
Boy, Rob Armstrong, the nose tackle for the Maryland Terrapins. That time he got his job done. He stayed stout, took on the double team, and dominated. I mean, it's tough when you're right in the middle there and you're that nose tackle. You got to take on 2-3 men. Look at it. Stay stout. The numbers are square by the Maryland linebackers. That is outstanding under pressure. And they move the pile back.
Well, you talk about Rob Armstrong right there. He's starting. He usually backs up at the other defensive tackle spot. He's starting at nose today. And for the season, 6 tackles and 1 for loss. Kevin Eli's absence, and Eli's an excellent defensive end.
No doubt about it.
He couldn't make the trip today, and so they had to move Henry Scott out to the defensive end spot and move Rob Armstrong down to nose, and Rob's done a very good job there, as you said.
But it's just so hard. I mean, one guy is hard enough against one good football player. You take on 2, and then, I mean, hold your ground. That says a lot.
Second down, 9, 6th play of this drive. Duke now trying to get a late score to take the halftime lead. Snyder hands off Boyle. They try the right side. The ball almost popped loose. Up over the 30-yard line to about the 31. William Kershaw in on the tackle.
He's another player of merit. To be a good defense, you cannot give up ground on the run.
Another
you
timeout.
Stout.
Another timeout taken here, Doc. I think Maryland just took their final timeout. Yes, they did. So they stopped the clock with 1:12 left to play. They want to take a timeout and talk things over. They're hoping that they have some time left after the 3rd and 7 play to get the ball back and muster something of their own.
Well, they have an additional weapon because, again, you get Sutter back.
Yep.
So he comes back, so you get the punt return. Definitely you want that because you put the ball in the hands of a playmaker.
Ralph Friedgen definitely wants that to come into play here before the first half ends. There is William Kershaw. He's had a strong first half. 3 great linebackers, Doc, for Maryland. Kershaw, Jackson, and David Holloway.
This is my first look at Kershaw, and he's legit.
3rd down, 7. Duke down by 3. Schneider back to throw. Has time, puts it upstairs, looking downfield. And that is Wright. Jamar Wright, who left the field under assistance earlier in the game. Good to see him back, but he had plenty of coverage back there on the incompletion, and the punt unit comes on.
That was a little closer than I think Maryland wants it to be, though.
1:05 left to play here in the first half. And now Mr. Steve Suter steps front and center. Trey McDonald. Now will we see a fake punt?
With Duke, anything is possible.
They showed us a fake punt last week in the first half without regard to field position. Low snap. Almost blocked. Suter will let it go, and it is down by Duke. It was taking a Maryland, not just a Maryland bounce, but a Maryland hurdle at the 29-yard line. C.J. Woodard down to the 39-yard punt for Trey McDonald. 1st and 10, Maryland from their own 31. Statham back to throw. Has a man open. JoJo Walker at midfield, but he dropped the football. It's incomplete. John Talley has become a monster in that secondary for Duke.
He's all over the ball. You talk about ball hawk. Again, the ball slightly thrown behind him, but a catchable pass. And again, I like Maryland because they're on the attack. Now, what Duke is going to have to do now is pop out of that prevent and attack Joe Statham. Otherwise, they may give up some real estate.
Statham back to throw here, or in shotgun formation anyway. Josh Allen's the setback with him. Has some time. Pass to the flats, complete to Suter, and he'll get out of bounds smartly at the 46-yard line. Gain of 15, stops the clock at 44 seconds. Remember, Maryland has no timeout.
Yeah, but they also they have Novak.
And he's legendary.
Yeah, I still believe that you put pressure on a young quarterback. If you allow him to sit back there with a guy with his skill set, his arm, he's going to make some plays.
1st and 10. Statham back to throw. 3 wide outs. Parson and Suter to the top. Fenner to the bottom. Pass complete. And that is Rich Parson. And Parson takes it down to the Duke 30, down to the Duke 29-yard line.
Well, this is 7-on-7 now for Statham. They took away the one thing he hadn't done well with, that's pressure. Now watch this. Coming right across, ball on the money. Beautifully thrown. Pass, catch, and run.
26-yard catch, quick play, pass. Vernon Davis drops it. Got hit. And Alex Green and C.J. Woodard. That's Alex Green on the play. What a play by Green as Davis was right there. Pass was right there. Everything's perfectly timed.
Yeah, great recognition by Statham. Going right down. Here's the playmaker. Ball knocked out. That's a great hit. Great hit. You won't see that happen often. When one gets away from the playmaker.
2nd down and 10. That would have been his 3rd TD catch of the day.
Alex Green, tell buddy, that's the way you bring the hammer.
Here's Statham back to throw again. This pass is out of bounds. Incomplete, intended for Fenner. Good coverage there by Stanford.
And good pressure by Duke.
Yeah.
See, if you put pressure on any quarterback, especially a young one, it changes things. You sit back there and let him sit in there, he's going to kill you.
Statham completed passes to 8 different receivers this afternoon. Strangely enough, none of them backs.
Hey, whoever's open, man.
This is great clock management by Maryland. They've run a ton of plays since they got the ball with 1 minute and 12 left. This is about their 7th play now. 25 seconds left to go in a half. They're working with no timeouts. Statham to throw again. That's nearly picked off. Giuseppe Iguana, we got a flag on the play.
That's good defense. That's a bad decision by Joel Statham. You don't throw the ball in the middle of traffic when you get this situation at hand.
Disregard the flag for pass interference. The ball was tipped.
Ball tipped, so the play on defense called. And in comes the kicking unit, Nick Novak on the field.
Well, the one thing Duke has shown now, that if you get in their area, you will be hit. And that's just a bad decision. You don't throw a ball in the middle of 3 blue jerseys.
All right, this is going to be a 47-yard kick, a career-long kick for Novak. The wind blowing across the field out of the hold of Adam Podlesh. There's the kick. Got some legs on it. Hits the upright and goes through.
Stud.
Nick Novak with a career-long 47.
That's why I said you have Novak.
That's
when
right.
When you have Novak, don't gamble. Don't throw interception. Give him a chance. The kid he's not only is he reliable, he's a gamer. He'll make the big kick.
Nick Novak, actually his career long is 54. This is his season long of 47. And he puts the Terrapins back out in front by 6, 27-21. It's his 2nd field goal of the afternoon.
You called it. Maryland looked so comfortable in 2 minutes. I mean, no one panicked, and that says a heck of a lot with a young quarterback. He only made 1 mistake, and he didn't have to pay for it.
That's right. Novak's 47-yard field goal with 14 seconds left to go gives Maryland a 27-21 lead. We've seen everything in this first half.
But the thing now with Duke is that whatever you get against Duke, you have to earn it. You know, they're not giving away anything now. They're strong enough, big enough, and talented enough to play with you. They can sit in the ring and go toe-to-toe.
And 13 of the guys that we've talked about today are true freshmen.
Yeah, they're freshmen.
So the future
birth certificates.
Yeah.
But football-wise, these kids are much better than that. They have some ballers. So you mentioned Ted Roof's recruiting ability has paid off.
Oh, it
big time.
Has. He got a ton of blue chip recruits out of the Atlanta area, but he didn't stop there. Chris Davis, though, is one of those. He's already returned to kick. He's from Stone Mountain.
What he's got to do now is recruit a student body to come out and support his team.
Yeah.
Because this is ridiculous. This product is too good. They have too many things going for them to be taken for granted by their own student body.
You are correct. Nick Novak getting ready to kick it off. Wind now starting to strengthen at his back. Davis, he'll, in respect for Chris Davis, he'll catch it on the fly and take it up the middle of the field, and is brought down at the 33-yard line by Milton Harris. It's an 18-yard return for the true freshman, Chris Davis. Santario Landrum used to return kicks for Duke. He's been hurt. That may be a job that falls to Chris Davis from here on out. All right, Duke now with 1 timeout and 8 seconds left to go. Let's see if they play it close to the vest, take a knee and go to the sidelines, or what. Looks like that's what they're going to do. Schneider back there with max protection. He'll take a knee, and the first half will be allowed to end. We've seen a first half of some great action thus far this afternoon. A game that has seen 4 turnovers, 21 points off turnovers, and a couple of great individual performances by 2 quarterbacks, Mike Schneider and, of course, Joel Statham has had a strong first half in coming back from a couple of early interceptions. The Maryland Terrapins take the long walk. They've got to walk almost to Chapel Hill.
I like that. That's smart to do.
Where they settle in the end zone. And Mike Hogwood is standing by on the sidelines with Ralph Reed.
Ralph, you got the halftime lead, but I know you're not totally happy with the way your team's playing right now.
No, we turned the ball over again. That's what's killing us. I mean, if we take that part of out of our game, we'd be playing pretty good on offense. We just, we took points off the board in the red zone on the 4-yard line, and then we throw an interception for a touchdown. That's killing us.
What do you tell your team in the locker room right now? What do you have to do in the second half?
We got to play better. We got to stop turning the ball over. We got to play with a lot more intensity than what we're playing.
Pass complete. This is Davis. Eludes 1 tackle, 2 level 3. Here comes the 4th. It gets blocked. He's headed for touchdown number 3. There's the Duke Chapel, the highlight of the West Campus of Duke University, and welcome back to Durham, North Carolina. Cameron Fieldhouse is in the shadows there, but this is Wallace Wade Stadium, the home of the 1942 Rose Bowl. And so far, a lot. There's the victory bell. It hadn't been in Durham very long, or very much, over the last 13 years. That's the prize won between North Carolina and Duke. And the victory bell is residing in Durham for the first time in 13 years. That's what Ted Roof has meant to this program. There's a look at the edge of Cameron Fieldhouse, where the basketball team will be firing up here pretty soon. The facilities have been upgraded dramatically here at Duke, and that is why Ted Roof has had an excellent start on recruiting. The Yo Football Center, which the team is trotting out of now. Ted Roof coming out on the field, and standing by with him is our Mike Hogwood live.
All right, Ted, what'd you tell him in the locker room? Your team's fighting and playing pretty tough right now.
Oh, they are. You know, we've just fought through some things, and I told them just keep holding the rope. Just keep holding on the rope and don't let go. Keep pulling, keep hanging in there together. Let's stay on the field on offense in the second half, and let's make some plays on third down on defense.
Now, one series with Schneider where you went up top really seemed to work pretty well.
Yeah, it did, and hopefully we'll have some more success with it.
All right, thanks. It's Ted Roof, Steve.
All right, Ted Roof, short and sweet and motivational to his team, holding on to the rope. A blue heartbeat this afternoon against a very formidable opponent, the Maryland Terrapins. Maryland, of course, coming into this game, this is their 4th game of the season. Duke, 21 points in the first half. That's the first since last year when they had 23 points on North Carolina en route to their upset of the Tar Heels in the season finale. Maryland up again at halftime, and that usually is a pretty good omen for Ralph Reed.
Thank you. What, 28-0 when leading at half? I mean, Ralph goes in, and we've watched his Under Armour commercial enough to know that when he gets riled up in there at halftime, buddy, he's putting the fear of God in you, buddy. You come out, you're a different person, and he's got to hope that translates into this second half.
Nick Novak getting ready to kick. He's already responsible for 2 field goals this afternoon and 3 extra points. And we are underway here in the second half. Kick returned by Chris Davis. He's already brought one back 94 yards. And Dominique Foxworthy will bring him down at the 26-yard line after a 24-yard gain. So that hidden yardage that Ted Roof talks about, the yardage beyond the 20 that you get, he's gotten them an extra 6 yards here in addition to the 95 on the return.
Well, what Suter brings to Maryland, one thing I think we don't want to stretch ourselves out too soon, but Chris has shown an ability to make a big play, and he could do this for a long time at Duke.
In one day, their first half possessions got off to a rocky start. Only 17 plays from scrimmage for the Duke Blue Devils. They did get a touchdown, but their defense accounted, or their kick return team and their defense accounted for 2 scores. Schneider back to throw. Has a man open. It is complete. That is Jamar Wright. Right complete to the 44-yard line, a gain of 18. That's a nice way to start the second half for a young man who had to be helped in the field in the first.
Yeah, we're happy to see him come back. You start off, very important to get the momentum. Great pass throw. Look at the throwing lanes in there. See, that's straight in there, right on, dive out, catch it. Good operation. Good, but it starts with pass protection.
Ted Roof said we'd like to throw the ball downfield a little more here in the second half, and it was a theme coming into today's game. Schneider under center. Doyle his setback. They run the right side of the line, but that hasn't been an area where there's been too much yielding there today. Kershaw leads a drive that includes Sean Merriman and also Rob Armstrong, as Maryland trying to make up for the loss of Kevin Eli, their outstanding defensive end.
Rob Armstrong is playing the kind of game to prove that he doesn't ever want to leave that position.
Yeah, he wants to be more than just a backup tackle.
But Duke has impressed me because they continue to slam it in there, and they want to prove that they're not more than just a one-dimensional team.
Second down and 9. Schneider back to throw. Pass complete. It's Chancellor Young, and he's got the first down. We have a flag, however, in the Duke backfield. DeQuell Jackson and Wesley Jefferson in on the stop. Now let's see what the call is. And it's against Duke. It'll wipe out the play. It's an illegal shift or an illegal formation.
Illegal shift, 20, offense, 5 yards, replay, second down.
Only the second Duke penalty of the afternoon, but it wipes out a nice gain on the play and puts the ball back to the Duke 41-yard line. Ted Roof's teams haven't made the mistakes of that order, although the turnovers by the quarterbacks have been troublesome. Second down, now about 12. Back to throw. Out of the pocket, here comes Schneider. Oh, great block on the corner. Deontay McCormick comes quickly to the sideline, holding his shoulder, but he got Mike Schneider some extra room by knocking down Sean Merriman.
He did, but 180 against 250. Sean Merriman will lead him up on this. Now, I like this. Listen to this. You're the hammer or you're the nail. In that case, he was the nail. The hammer.
Well, he started as the hammer.
Well, he started.
And he finished as the
he had
nail.
intentions of being the hammer.
Gain of 3, third down and 9. Schneider to throw. Pass incomplete, broken up by DeQuell Jackson. Intended there for Ben Patrick, who's already caught a touchdown pass today. And that brings up fourth down.
Yeah, DeQuell Jackson is a well-schooled linebacker with terrific instinct, skills. He does the whole 9 yards. He can plug, he can defend, he's a leader, he's a special player.
He's intercepted 4 passes for the Maryland defense in his career. Trey McDonald back to kick for his third punt of the day. Steve Suter back at the 15. They're trying to kick away from Suter this afternoon. Last time it didn't work. He had a 20-yard return. This one's a pretty good kick, and it's going to go out of bounds. And I think that would be the preferred result for Duke this afternoon to keep Suter from.
Great kick.
Yeah. He needs 15 yards. Oh, they give it a bad spot at the 21-yard line, but 34-yard kick by McDonald. Interesting how they march that off. There you see the type of weather we're dealing with today. A beautiful sunny day. Change of possession gives Maryland the football at their own 21. We'll be back right after this. We are back. 28 left to go in this third quarter. Maryland 27, Duke 21. Maryland with the football. Worst field position of the day. They've started 3 of those drives in Duke territory. You can see they've turned it over twice, just like Duke has. Statham. Maldonado has been a horse this afternoon, and look at him go. And he is getting it over the 30 to the 31-yard line. Casey Camaro on the tackle. Let's take another Altel sideline connection with Mike Hogwood.
Thank you, Steve. And this is a huge weekend at Duke. It's a Hall of Fame weekend. And one of the guys going into the Hall, former football player Cedric Jones. He was here in the late 70s, early 80s, wide receiver, big play guy. Matter of fact, you even had a great game against Maryland one day, didn't you?
We did in 1981. 6 catches for 183 yards and almost beat Maryland up there at College Park.
You spent 9 years after here at Duke in the National Football League, and you're still involved in the NFL.
I am. I head the NFL's youth football department, oversee youth football development at the grassroots level, internationally and domestically, and I love it.
I thought it was interesting. You mentioned when you played here, Steve Spurrier was here as the offensive coordinator, and that must have been a great guy to be a wide receiver for.
It was. My first 2 years, I caught 12 passes and 14, ended up catching 42 the next 2 years, so it was great, and he put me on the map.
What about this Duke team and Ted Roof? Obviously, they've been down for a couple of years, but I don't know. Are you like us? You get the feeling that Ted Roof is really going to do something special?
I love Ted Roof. I was on the selection committee. He's very impressive. He's done what he said. He's got some big-time assistants here, guys who can recruit nationally, and he's got a team fired up. They're playing well today, and I look for good things from Ted Roof and his team.
What you're saying is the alumni is behind him, huh?
Absolutely. We're 100% behind Ted Roof.
Cedric, thanks for visiting with us. Great to have you here at Duke today.
Thanks, Mike.
All right, Steve.
Thank you very much, Mike Hogwood. 1st and 10 as Maldonado made the yardage necessary. They took a measurement. That's Vernon Davis across the formation. You always watch him. Hand off Maldonado again. Good block following Crummy that time. And he's brought down by Alex Green. That's a gain of about 7. The induction ceremony that Mike referred to takes place tomorrow. And in with Cedric Jones will be Danny Ferry, Johnny Kerr, the soccer player, Bill Harvey, and the tennis triplets, Patty, Terry, and Christine O'Reilly. 2nd down and 4. The Maryland Terrapins leading here 27-21. Joel Statham with Davis in motion again. Play action. He's hit as he threw, but it's complete. And it's complete to Derek Fenner. At the 37, now the 38-yard line. Nice pickup on the play. John Talley with the tackle.
Well, Maryland's offensive line has been the key for their first possession here in the 3rd quarter. Lou Lombardo has had 3 monstrous blocks up front, and that that unit wants to try to dominate and control the game, and they're off to a good start in the 2nd half.
Lombardo plays on the right side. We've talked a lot about the left side of Maryland's offensive line, but Lombardo and Crummy are doing a good job over there on the right.
He's having the game.
1st and 10 after the 20-yard pass play. It is complete to Suter or no? No. Suter could not hang on at the Duke 30. Covering on the play again, John Talley. Talley, who has picked off a Statham pass for an 85-yard touchdown return today.
You know, Maryland they're going to throw the football. They've made up their mind that they want to get downfield and get ready. And you see Derek Miller, good block from the tight end spot. That one got away from him.
Well, Maryland has great receivers. Fenner is faster than anybody on the field. Vernon Davis, here's the blitz on Statham, passes to Fenner. It is complete, but not much yardage there. Talley puts a hit on. Actually, that was Justin Kitchen. And also coming over Orrin Thompson. It's a gain on the play of about 3, but Duke brought the house that time.
Yeah, Duke had the right idea. They just couldn't pull the trigger on this. This is near decapitation if he can load himself up. And then at the end, that's a great finish. See a wide receiver throwing his body around like Derek Fenner.
They got a receiver that matches all seasons on that team. Fenner's the speed guy. Davis is a great size target. Derek Miller is a house and a half at tight end. 3rd down and 7. Maryland up by 6 with the ball in Duke territory at the 40. Blitz is on. Pass complete. This is Davis. Eludes 1 tackle, 2, now 3. Here comes the 4th. It gets blocked. He's headed for touchdown number 3.
Playmaker.
Vernon Davis, 40-yard hookup. Statham's 3rd touchdown pass today, all to number 18.
Yeah, this is not even fair. It's a blitz. He got a hot read. Recognized it, caught it, secured the ball, make the first guy miss. Then get upfield, make the second guy miss. Then decide, you know what, I'm going to take this to the house. Cut inside, pick up a block by Suter, see the goal line, leap in, get the score. And this kid is remarkable.
He's got the century mark, Doc, and Yardage this afternoon at 101 yards and 3 touchdown receptions. The first 3 of his career. He's limping a bit down on the sidelines and stretching it out.
I sure hope looking at him. I hope it's just a cramp, because I want to see more of the playmaker.
Well, Ralph Friedgen wants to see more of him too, because he's had a fine day catching 3 aerials for scores from Joel Statham.
Vernon Davis, if he understands his potential and just stays with this program,
coming off under his own power,
he has a chance to be special. I mean, a unique athlete, a student athlete who can do some great things for the University of Maryland.
He's caught 10 passes on the season, Doc, for 176 yards and 3 touchdowns. 6 play drives, 79 yards, 2 minutes and 33 to do it. Maryland strikes quickly after getting the ball back on a punt from Duke. Here's Nick Novak, ACC's all-time points leader. Punches another one through, and that makes the Maryland Terrapins a 13-point leader on the Duke Blue Devils as Davis goes to the sideline with a little bit of help. But he's been in the end zone with some pretty good help as well. Joel Statham, 3rd time he's seen big number 18. He gets most of the 40 yards on himself, breaking 3 tackles and takes Maryland to a 34-21 lead. Back again as Sitco presents ACC football. Maryland leading Duke 34-21. We've seen Vernon Davis pull in 3 touchdown passes from Joel Statham this afternoon. Nick Novak getting ready to kick the ball away as the Maryland Terrapins try to solidify this lead. But as we've seen in this game, Doc, no lead has been safe, and both teams have been able to engineer comebacks.
Turnover for it.
Chris Davis a yard deep. He's already returned one to the house once. He gets outside the first wave of Maryland pursuers. And
that's late.
Yep, late. And now on top of a 33-yard return, he's out to the 32-yard line. So Duke will get even more field position out of this return.
That was a little late on the sideline. The flag was late. Can't have that much contact on the white area out of bounds. You know, so right there, Maryland negates the great run and score. They make it easy. They're trying to make it easy for Duke, and that's not smart.
Both teams have left crumbs on the table for the other, so to speak. It is a personal foul. Let's hear it officially, as Regent's not happy with that.
We had a dead ball, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, late hit out of bounds, 54, kicking team. 15 yards from the end of the run. First down.
Well, Davis makes you miss. See, that's excessive. He could have been injured.
Oh, boy, look at that. That's not a position you'd like to see a guy with the talent of Chris Davis be hauled down in. This is the best field position of the day, I believe, for the Duke Blue Devils. Their own 46-yard line. Spreading right, Schneider, pressure on. One man missed, and Schneider's on his way. Wow. Oh, my goodness. Kondo was the man who looked like he missed him in the backfield. A 22-yard gain. Jackson finally brings him down. And Mike Schneider now calling for relief from the sidelines as he might have twisted a knee or...
I'm not sure that's just a cramp.
Officials timeout here to get the quarterback off the field. He brings it down to the Maryland 32-yard line. Now, not that Duke's not deep in quarterbacks. Let's see it again.
Yeah, but how to get out of this? You know, you think there he's sacked. He's not. He comes out of it, doesn't horse around, and there, you know, might have twisted the knee there. Kind of stumbled, and then here at the end.
It was Reuben Hagler who came in on the sack. Watch 17. Ducks away from him. Yep.
Strong, boy. Kid is strong, 215 pounds, and here at the end.
It'll be the second time that the medical staff this season's been out to attend Mike Schneider in the field to play. Last week he didn't return because of a concussion. And he walks to the sidelines with a limp.
I just hope it's a cramp.
Kurt Dukes now will take his spot. That's the longest Duke ground play of the day. 22-yard run by Mike Schneider. It's 1st and 10. Duke at the Maryland 32. Dukes in the shotgun. That's Kurt Dukes, plural. He'll take it on his own. Fumbled this play first time he ran it, but this time hangs on and gets down to the 22-yard line. It's going to be close to a first down. Chris Kelly, the strong safety, coming up to make the stop. Let's look at our Aaron scoreboard. Look at this. Wake Forest by a field goal over Boston College in the third quarter at Winston-Salem. And NC State steps ahead of Virginia Tech up in Blacksburg, 17-10. We'll see those two teams next week. Louisville 10-0 on the Tar Heels in the second at Chapel Hill. And LSU all over Mississippi State, 34-0 in the third. And handoff that time. Or Dukes that time carried his own, and he ran head on to what they call lights out Sean Merriman.
Yeah, that was rejection city there.
Yeah. And he is going to be pushed back. His original progress was the line of scrimmage. He was a yard short of the first down. And now we're going to have an official's measurement bring the crew, the chain gang in here with 8:36 left to go. Dukes is a transfer student from Nebraska. And you know, Doc, he spent 18 months out there and he had to sit out a year here. So his last time under center in a competitive situation was in November of '01. November of 2001 when he was playing for, I believe, Bandy's high school.
Yet his skills still appear to be sharp.
We saw that last week. Yeah. And he said after the game, he said, after about 10 plays, it felt natural again. And he uncorked a couple of nice passes, won a touchdown strike to Jamar Wright. And he represents the future.
And I might add a bright one.
I think so.
Football.
I think so. We've seen a lot of young men that we're going to be talking about for the next 3 or 4 years here at Duke. First and 10. They did get enough yardage on the play. Duke's back to throw and play action. Over the middle. Complete now. Chancellor Young couldn't hang on. That looked like 6 if he did.
Yeah, well, he readjusted his hands. You love him to catch with the hands. He has excellent hands. But when you come across the middle, sometimes you make an adjustment to catch it in anticipating a collision. And I think he changed at the end. Good pass protection. Ball right in. I think he changed right at the end. Well, that's tough.
Ball was thrown right in his stride. There's Chancellor Young. True freshman. Father Charles Young, outstanding tight end for many years in the NFL. Fumble exchange, ball still loose. They're kicking it around. And Maryland's got it. Chris Kelly comes out of the bottom of the pile with it. The third fumble by a quarterback this afternoon for the Duke Blue Devils. 2 from Kurt Dukes. He never got it from the center that time, Dan Mooney.
Yeah, and that's where Mike Snyder's injury for the second week in a row has compounded the problem for their offense.
That's right. I mean, as natural as these quarterbacks are, you get another guy under center.
Yeah, it's different. Yeah, it's hard to get enough snaps to go. And again, that Terrapin defense is nasty.
Henry Scott recovered the fumble. That's his second recovery of the day and the third of the season. First and 10. Fake reverse. Josh Allen, Pollard in the backfield. And he gets enough positive yardage, though. Gets it up there to the 25-yard line. The tackle made by Alex Williams. Sophomore out of Dublin, Georgia.
Maryland is one big play away from really discouraging the Blue Devils, you know, as a team, and that's what they're after now. Get the knockout punch, and Duke has got to deny it.
And offset adversity here as they've turned it over. And pass is intercepted. That is Eli Nichols. He deflected it, came down in his lap, and won a turn of events for the Duke Blue Devils. They have the ball. They're near the red zone.
Good defensive line. Let's go back to the phone. Yep. Yeah, that ball's in there. You got to go down again. You have to go get the football. And then Stalo, he goes in. Elevate. He got good penetration as a defensive lineman and then got the tip.
Orrin Thompson hit it first, and then Eli Nichols caught it. Mike Schneider's going back out there under center. First and 10 in the red zone at the 18-yard line of Maryland.
Oh, brother.
Oh, my. Boyle in a tailback. Here's the handoff. Boyle is collared around the neck.
huh? So
Maryland. Wow. For an injury update, let's go to the sidelines and Mike Hogwarts.
Well, Steve, as you noticed, Schneider's back in the game, and the good news for Duke is it was just a cramp. They gave him a lot of fluids over here on the sidelines, and he stretched it out. He's still in a little bit of pain. If you know when you have a cramp, that pain doesn't just go away, so he's playing a little bit hurt right now, but it's going to be tough to keep him out of this Duke lineup.
Well, you're going to be busy here in a minute, Mike, because there's another Blue Devil down, and that is Justin Boyle, the true freshman running back from Ackworth, Georgia.
Here we go, your lead play, and Boyle scampering, and there is lights out Maryland. I mean,
rips to the head.
Yeah, he's serious.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a statement.
Boyle comes to the sideline under his own power now. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Duke at the 16. What a turn of events.
Well, you know, Ted Roof talks about pulling the rope. But right now, Maryland's trying to kick some sand in their face and discourage them. And they have a chance now to turn this back into a game that they can win if they execute.
Down 13. Tim Ball now. Another true freshman is in the backfield. That's Deontay McCormick in motion, the sophomore. Schneider sprints out. Kershaw in pursuit. Pass could be picked off again. It is picked off. And the catch made by Raymond Custis. Now, the question is, did he trap it? No. He caught it. Interception. We have 3 turnovers in 5 plays.
Pressure, bust pipes. And that's what the deal is. You don't allow a quarterback to ever sit back and get comfortable. Maryland sending backside dogs, going after it all out. And that's where speed comes in. That's a hit at the end. Throwing, rolling to your right, throwing back to your left is uncomfortable for any quarterback. And this time the ball dies on him, and the Terps are back in business.
Well, Doc, you said it earlier. Maryland one big play away from putting this one in a bad position for Duke, and they're still there. Josh Allen carries tacklers out over the 20-yard line to the 21. They just changed a little field position, that's all.
Here's the frightening part for Duke. Josh Allen is well rested. And he's a guy accustomed to carrying the mail for Maryland. Now, if he gets on a roll, he has the athletic ability to end this.
Well, he has 1,500 career yards and 8 touchdowns. There you see what he's done so far this afternoon. 1st and 10. Statham, hands off. Allen, nice tackle by Malcolm Ruff. The weak side linebacker, or the will, if you will.
Malcolm's had a heck of a game.
Yes, he has. A junior from Baltimore. He's a converted running back.
No, he wants to beat Maryland.
Loss of 1 on the play.
He does a good job of getting a hold of him and bringing him down.
2nd down. And about 11 on a loss of 1. Carson, Fenner, full house out there on the wing. Lots of time. Statham complete to Rich Carson. He's going to be shy of the 1st down at the 31-yard line, but it is a gain on the play of close to 10. Brian Green on the tackle.
Carson,
yeah. Well, I'll tell you, there's some hitting going on both sides.
This is a full contact game. You better believe that.
And Texas Hold'em, both teams have it all in.
I love this, man. This is good football. It's unfortunate that one team will end up with a loss behind this.
3rd down and 1. Going for the 1st down. Up by 13. Here's the pitch. Allen to the corner. Allen gets the 1st down. He's got more going and ran into his own man out of bounds, and he goes to the 38-yard line.
Let's not kid ourselves. The only reason Josh has been slowed is by injury.
Yeah.
It's not by skill. And when Ralph Regent and Charlie Taft can bring a back in of his caliber in the 2nd half, when he's well rested, you're in trouble with that big offensive line of Maryland.
8-yard gain on the play brings up 1st down and 10. Maryland has moved the ball from their own 8-yard line to the 39. Statham back to throw. Wants the punch right here. Has the pass complete to Abiamiri.
Pass is complete. Drop to Abiamiri.
Abiamiri is marked down at the Duke 45-yard line. Freshman Chris Davis is in on the tackle. That's the 9th receiver that he's thrown to this afternoon.
And Abiamiri and Vernon Davis. I mean, these athletes they give us a hybrid athlete that gives Maryland a chance. They can get out in space, they can catch, they're big, they're strong, they're fast. Got it all.
16-yard gain on the play. 1st and 10 in Duke territory now. Here is Allen. Nice cut back to the open side. And bringing him down, Casey Camaro, but not before he's made almost 15, make it 14 yards down to the Duke 31.
When you play a good defensive unit, you're on offense, every block's not going to be perfect. Watching the outside there. Tight end once again, big Derek Miller. Gets a push. In a back like Josh Allen, he will read. There you see higher down. And all the Maryland guys realize, get a pad on pad, good things can happen.
Another 1st down for the Terrapins. They're chewing them up with great regularity. Fenner is split wide. Abiamiri is in motion. Hand off Allen, and they're just using him over that left side, the strong side of that Maryland offensive front line. And he gets it down to the 26-yard line, 5 yards a clip.
Yeah, it's time to walk the dog now. I mean, this is what you wait for in football. At the point where you can get out and do what you want to do, and the opposition can't stop you. And that's where the weight room and the offseason, all that conditioning pays off. And Duke's well conditioned, they're strong too, but Maryland has enormous size up front.
7th play of a drive that started at the Maryland 8 after the interception by Raymond Custis. Here comes the toss sweep. Allen met head on. Malcolm Ruff says no.
That's a big hit. That's about time for Giuseppe Aguano. He's got to come up large for Duke.
3rd down and 5. Maryland driving. They're at the Duke 25. Statham with plenty of time. Pass complete. That's Rich Parson. Turns toward the end zone. He's in there. Touchdown. Chris Davis forced him out, but it's a 25-yard scoring punch, and it's the 4th touchdown pass of the day for Joel Statham.
Yeah, sometimes you just beat your opponent by recruiting. And that's by throwing to an athlete who just beats your guy, you know, and that's what you're building to. All programs are building to that. Well, one guy on one play is just flat out better than his opponent.
Parson, the senior from Newark, Delaware. It's his 2nd career touchdown reception. And here's the busiest man of the afternoon, Nick Novak. His kick splits the uprights and puts Maryland up by 20. Their first comfortable breathing room of the afternoon. With 2:39 left to go, the pass by Parson, the cut, and the touchdown run of 25 yards. We'll be back after this word from your local station. Welcome back to Wallace Wade Stadium in Durham. It's been an offensive showcase, a turnover showcase as well. Maryland 41-21. Joel Statham, 4th touchdown pass of the day. This one to Rich Parson. Scott McBrien, the last Maryland quarterback to throw for 4 touchdowns in a day, did it the first day of November last year against North Carolina. Nick Novak's kick taken in the end zone and will not be returned by Chris Davis. Turnovers have played a key role in this game, Doc. They have befuddled the Duke Blue Devils, but the last series of turnovers will probably be their undoing. They got the ball in Maryland territory in the red zone at the 18 and couldn't convert.
Yeah, this is where Duke has to redefine itself as a football program. In the past, you know, they have a game like this, we say, hey, you know what, Duke played well. Duke has got to continue to play to win. And they got to force their way to get back in this ball game and score a couple of touchdowns to try to win it.
There's Joel Statham right there next to James Franklin. One of the coaches on the Maryland staff in motion. Chancellor Young out of the shotgun. Mike Schneider. Pressure on. Armstrong is there. And he'll flatten him, but he also had help. Looked like Conrad Bolson has the bottom half. Mike Schneider, and he gets back barely to the line of scrimmage.
See, Mike got to throw the football. You don't take a sack in that instance. You're not playing the Maryland strength. They know you have to throw it. He had enough time to get rid of that football. You got to trust those young kids on the edge and get the ball in their hands, because their success lies in their athletic ability in those young freshmen. You got to get them the ball.
Still plenty of time in this one. 2 minutes to go in this quarter and another 15 following. Schneider with Boyle in the backfield. There's the pass. It is complete to Chancellor Young. And Young is brought down at the 26-yard line. A 5-yard gain to Quell Jackson, the outstanding middle linebacker for the Terrapins. When don't they have it?
But see, that's the start. Now, if you negate the penalty, now you're looking at 2nd, 5, 3rd. That's what you want, 3rd and 5.
Well, here's the problem for Duke this afternoon. With Cedric Dargan and also Dargan and Aaron Fryer out, they really haven't had any momentum at all created by their ground game.
what ground game?
There you go. That's what I mean.
Yeah, no, you hit it on the head.
They've had to, what their success has been, what their defense has been able to give them, and what they've been able to get through the air. Big blitz is on. Merriman is in there. Lights out and turned him out on Schneider. He fumbled the ball, but luckily fell down on it. It's a loss of 5 back to the 21.
Yeah, vicious. I mean, Maryland is good enough to beat you and challenge you if they don't know what you're going to do. When you become predictable and they know you can't run, they're very difficult to block.
All right, here comes Trey McDonald back to kick. Steve Suter needing 15 yards to become the ACC's all-time punt returner. And he's going to not be able to return this one as it falls dead. A beautiful plant by Trey McDonald. And they've got him right down at the 34-yard line. It's a 45-yard kick. Joel Statham comes back out onto the field, and it's after a great performance so far. He's had carry the mail himself. This is the 22-yard game that set Maryland up in scoring position in the first half. Plays broke down. Statham used his feet once more, but he's thrown 4 touchdown passes on the day. This one into the teeth of the defense. This time it's an interception, but comes back again and hooks up with Vernon Davis, the first of 3 touchdown passes to him. One of 40, another 25, and the most recent touchdown pass, a 25-yard hookup with Rich Parson. Back to live action. Pass is complete again. Statham to the sidelines, and this is JoJo Walker. And he is in Duke territory at the 30-yard line. And Maryland's not wasting any time.
JoJo was due. He was due for a big play. And this is the first time we've had really a breakdown on Duke's side defensively. I mean, that was just somebody had a zone, an area that they just didn't man. And Maryland called the right play against that defense.
37 yards downfield.
Yeah, it's too much.
Yep.
Your defense is trying to get back in. You're trying to win a ball game. You can't give that kind of yardage.
Now that Duke increasingly in the second half has given up those what we call X plays, plays of 20 yards or more. Maldonado dances outside. Ruff had him, but somebody else has to finish him off. Maryland Terrapin in the meantime loses his shoe in the process.
Well, unfortunately, no matter how good your coaching staff is, I think it's very difficult to develop pass rushers. You have to recruit them. I mean, and that's the key. You need pressure.
The Maryland Terrapins, using 21 points off turnovers, have our lead through the 3 as they lead the Duke Blue Devils 41-21 here in Durham. Maryland with the ball, 2nd down and 7 in Duke territory. Here to the corner, Maldonado. He runs into C.J. Woodard, finally finished off by Malcolm Ruff, but he gets to the Duke 22-yard line. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll be short of a first down, bringing up 3rd. Our Yamaha stats through the 3rd quarter, heavily in control of Maryland in every category, especially in time of possession and total offense.
Well, it's starting to at least mirror the scoreboard a bit more.
Yes. It's a game that's been filled with turnovers. We've had 7 turnovers today, 4 by Duke, 3 by Maryland. A Biameri in motion. 3rd and 2, handoff Maldonado. Stop at the point of attack, but Maldonado just keeps on going.
Sammy the Bull.
He was hit in the backfield, but then stopped. Was it Iguano? And then he got out of Iguano's grasp, which is a task all on its own, and surged ahead for the first down.
Now you can count on Iguano to be right in the middle of it, especially on a down that you need. But that time the size and strength of Maldonado was too much.
Well, plus the time is starting to roll on this Duke defense. They've been on this field for over 30 minutes. 1st and 10 at the Duke 19. Hand off Maldonado. Woodard misses the tackle, and Ruff rides him out at the 11-yard line. It's a gain of 8. My.
Sammy the Bull.
He hasn't done anything to deter his yards per carry.
Oh, man. You know, he does what they said he would do and what he's shown throughout his career.
Transfer from Ohio State.
Not trying to be cute at all. He's trying to bust your arm.
This is this afternoon. 21 rushes, closing in on the century mark, which he's already eclipsed once this year against Temple. Second down and short. Handoff, Maldonado. Woodard puts the hit on him, but he's got the first down inside the 10 of the 8. And Maryland doing this methodically now.
Well, now they test your manhood now. You know, we can talk about it. What Ted said, when to hold the rope. And now you realize that the other team is a little stronger. And now you got to dig in, you know, at the risk of injury. I mean, it's that point now. Somebody's going to break. They're trying to break you down at this point.
First down and goal. Maryland at the Duke 8. Davis is in the wing. He's in motion. Maldonado gets the mail again. Another 3 yards. He's just pounding away at him.
Boy, there's hitting going on down in the middle of it. That time Davis lead block at the H-back, and the buddy Duke was not having it.
But they still yielded 3 yards.
Well, that's the thing about it. That's where power, again, that's recruiting. I mean, 300-pounders across the board. You don't just identify them at the library.
And look where they're sitting. They're sitting on that left side of that line. And that is a huge, starting with Miller at the tight end. But Biameri goes away from the tight end side. So does Allen. He'll sprint into the end zone. Touchdown, Terrapins.
Vicious.
5-yard trot, and he was untouched.
That right side of that offensive line there, buddy. They walked the dog on that one. And that's what those big guys want. They want to go in, crush you, get over there and get on that oxygen, that Gatorade. Now they're thinking about the meal, you know, back in the bus, back to the plane. That's all about food at this point.
Novak on for the point after, and Maryland now has put it in cruise control here in the 4th as they methodically have ripped at the heart of the Duke defense. And Novak increases the count to 48. So the Maryland Terrapins drive from their own 34, and they head into the end zone on the shoulders of Josh Allen. 48-21 Maryland. There's Nick Novak, 12 points thus far today. He came in as the ACC's all-time leading scorer at 354. He needed 70 at the day's start to take the all-time NCAA record. Well, he needs now just 58 to do that, so that's a doable deed in this season. Here's Drummer. And Drummer is surging to the 21-yard line. It's a 19-yard return. And that is Ronnie Drummer out of Salinas, California, another true freshman. There's Novak. So far this afternoon, he's got a couple of field goals, including a season-long 47. And Novak this season, all-time leading ACC scorer, and that is updated. Thank you, Todd and Brenda, to 366 points. And he needs just 58 more to set the all-time NCAA record for points in a career. First and 10. Schneider has gone most of the way here in the second half at quarterback, despite getting his bell rung once. Here comes Drummer, bounces outside. And this is what Duke has needed all afternoon, Doc. Some continuity out of the ground game.
Amen. And we told you why they didn't have it. It was due to injuries.
Let's go to the sidelines. Well, then an all-tell connection with Mike Hogwood with a word about Maryland's academic excellence.
Well, they all have academic excellence, and the story is the guys with the highest GPA get in the front of the line. Steve, run this play. I want to come back because I got a story about this in just a second.
All right. I know where he's going. This is going to be good. Here comes Schneider onto the sidelines. The pass is complete. That's Tim Ball, and another true freshman gets another Duke first down at the 40. Mike, take it away again.
All right, well, a couple of years ago, the guy with the highest GPA and the guy first in line to eat on the road, was Steve Suter. He had a great GPA. Well, right in behind him was their All-American E.J. Henderson, and Ralph Friedgen comes up and goes, E.J., do you have a 3.5 GPA? And he goes, Coach, no, but I have graduated, and that does count for something. So now they got new rules, and that is you're an honor student, you're at the front, and then if you've graduated, you're next in line, and then on down the line according to your GPA.
Handoff goes to Drummer. And Doc Drummond's done a pretty good job pushing the pile here. He's got another forward progress mark out to the 43-yard line.
Well, it's just good signs. You want to see how your football team deals with adversity. Take a look at Steve Suter's had a great career. Mike Hogwood illustrates the kid's a great student athlete, and that's what Ralph Reed is striving for, to make that a long line of guys at the front.
And he's had 5 knee operations. That's Dan Melendez, who's holding his head.
And they're doing what?
2nd down and 8. Snyder back to throw. Snyder's pass too tall for Deontay McCormick. Hagler covering on the play for the Maryland Terrapins, and that'll bring up 3rd down.
And a big down, because it puts their defense, jeopardizes them. And what happens is, you called it, too many plays in the field.
Yeah. Defense has been out there over 30 minutes.
Same thing happened last week.
You know, the thing is that Ted Roof doesn't have any more idea of what quarterback's going to separate himself from the pile, because they just haven't had enough reps. Now, Snyder's got enough here, and I think Snyder's looked good this week in the 2nd half.
Yeah, he has.
Maryland has run 83 plays, Duke 40. That's the disparity. Hit as he threw. Passes through the hands of Corey Thompson. And boy, Chris Kelly delivered the numbers to Mike Schneider.
But Schneider stood in there.
Yeah.
You got to know you're going to get hit on 3rd down, obvious situation when your team's trailing. Yet he stood in there like a true warrior. And he took the hit and threw the ball right on the mark. And unfortunately, he just didn't get any help.
Well, punting situation, Trey McDonald. This is always exciting when Steve Suter's back to catch. Suter in his career has returned 6 for touchdown. Duke's tried to kick away from him all day. Here's the catch. No fair catch in this guy's vocabulary. Heads to the sideline and is knocked out of bounds there, but it is an 7 or 8 yard return after about 35 yards in the air.
Fearless. You know, I had a chance to talk with Brian Mitchell. This, I think, a future Hall of Famer, played in Washington and Philadelphia, New York. Brian's been several places, but he's a great return guy. And he's told me yesterday, I judge guys to get it and go. And that's what Suter does. He gets it and he goes.
And we have a timeout on the field with 10:53 left to go in the 4th quarter. It is Maryland 48 and Duke 21. Well, welcome back to Wallace Wade Stadium on a beautiful football day here in Durham, and the Maryland Terrapins, after seeing an early challenge from Duke, seemingly have things in command, so much so that they're going to send in their true freshman quarterback, Jordan Steffi, from Leola, Pennsylvania. He's at the controls of the offense. And here's the handoff. And it is going to Mario Merrills. He's a junior out of Columbia, Maryland. So there's Steffi, who threw 51 touchdown passes in his career at Conestoga Valley High School in Pennsylvania. Completed 60% of his passes. He started his high school career as a wide receiver, but midway through the season they coaxed him into the quarterback position, and he never looked back. 2nd down and 4. And this is Mario Merrills again, and he's stacked up by Orrin Thompson, and the Merrills on the carry again. So 10 minutes left to go. Well, Ted Roof has a recipe for success. They have not had perfect ball security today. 1st down has been a problem. Only 6 of 16 plays for 4 yards or better. 0 for 4 on the 3rd and shorts. They have forced 3 turnovers, so they're on schedule there. But they've let Maryland have 5 plays of 20 or more this afternoon. 3rd down and 3. Steffi steps up, avoids Casey Camaro, and goes on his own. Heads for the sideline, marked out of bounds at the 43, a gain of 8 on the play. And it's good enough for a 1st down.
And that's why he has a chance to be a difference maker. That was a sack, and he turns it into +8.
And it's not only a sack, it wasn't a second on a second, it was a second on a guy like Casey Camaro.
Maryland shows you now, this is what, you know, depth comes in. Ralph was critical a week or so ago. He put some of the 2nd unit guys in, and they didn't play Terrapin football.
Well, he told us in his midweek conference with us that Jordan Steffi would get in. Mario Merrill's trapped on the corner. Chased down and put down by Justin Kitchen. Kitchen makes the play. It's a gain of about 3. Let's take another look at our Aaron scoreboard here. Find out what's happening not only in the ACC but around the country. Now Boston College is pushed ahead of Wake Forest in the 4th over at Winston-Salem. And they've got a barn burner going on at Blacksburg. NC State by a point over Virginia Tech. Louisville by 10 over Carolina in the 3rd at Chapel Hill. And LSU continues to march on against Mississippi State, which lost to my alma mater last week. Vanderbilt and Navy tied up. Here is Steffi looking on the wing, and he tucks it under and gets ahead to the 47-yard line. Not much of a gain on the play. And one final so far today. Florida playing 6 hours ahead of time because of the hurricane beats Kentucky, and Purdue is leading Illinois in the 4th quarter. That game in Champaign.
Purdue is really good. Purdue, a really good football team.
Great coaching, got a good quarterback. Who's going to step out of the Big Ten this year?
Purdue.
There you go. Got some Buckeye faithful here who might contend with that. Here's Steffi back to throw. Pass is caught. And that's Rich Parson. He's already caught a touchdown from Steffi's predecessor today. A 22-yard hookup for Rich Parson. Senior out of Newark, Delaware, and his 5th catch of the day.
Rich shows uncanny ability to be way open. Always, you know, he gets great separation. It's like he might be a little nicked.
He's kind of like a possession receiver, though. He gets out, drives his man deep, comes back.
Yeah, but it's a deep, 15 yards and above.
No question. He's the first down maker, that's for sure. And he's been a touchdown maker this afternoon. Mario Merrill's trying to turn the corner on the Duke defense, and John Talley leads the charge to drive him out of bounds or close to it at the 25-yard line.
And he stayed inbound, which means he understands the game.
Maryland now, Doc, over 600 yards in total offense.
And if you didn't watch this, then you think, oh well,
yeah,
they'd blow up. No, they didn't.
No, they were in a dogfight here.
You better believe.
But they took over in the second half. Although it was, you know, they were on Duke's second possession, they fumbled. Maryland took it back, threw an interception. Duke 2 plays later threw another interception. And since then, Maryland's played error-free football. Steffi hands off. Nice. Merrill blasts up the middle. He's still carrying people. Charbonnet and others down to the 5-yard line, inside to the 4. Alex Green also there on the play with DeAndre White, a 21-yard gain.
And this is where the reality sets in, and your defense is just tired.
Yeah.
And you've been going up and against those 300-pounders all day, and then they have the audacity to bring in some fresh 300-pounders.
Yeah, wow.
At that point, you just got to say, hey, next year.
Nerve of those people. Junior from Columbia, Maryland, Mario Merrills has been the featured back on this drive. He gets it again and surges ahead and pushes the plow into the end zone. Maryland, another score. A 4-yard touchdown run by Mario Merrills.
And Maryland's backup offensive line, you know, they wanted a piece of this action. And Ralph Friedgen, they were still feeling the wrath to Khan. They knew that he wasn't happy the last time they got considerable playing time. So that shows you the kind of team Maryland can be if they'll stop the mistakes on offense.
A converted wide receiver from his redshirt freshman year, now a junior and a running back. He scored his 3rd career touchdown. Mario Merrills, the kick by Nick Novak, his 13th point of the day. And the Maryland Terrapins have put an impressive 55 points on the board as they drive yet again for another touchdown, the 3rd straight touchdown drive that they've had, and Ralph Friedgen breathing a lot easier now. Congratulates Jordan Steffi as the Terrapins move ahead 55-21 over Duke. Well, with over 600 yards of total offense and 55 points on the board, Maryland has taken a close game and broken it wide open here in the 4th with 6.5 minutes left. 55-21, holding Duke scoreless here in the second half. It was 27-21 at halftime. This is Chris Davis, who's had a spectacular day returning punts and kickoffs, and he gets out over the 20-yard line to the 22. Let's go to the sidelines. Mike Hogwood has word on a Duke Blue Devil we've yet to hear from so far.
Yeah, Centennial Landrum heavily counted on this year. He played the first game against Navy, part of the game against Connecticut, then been out with a leg injury. Is Duke has been beset by so many injuries. But the good news is that Landrum says he's ready to go. He's been practicing a little bit, and he expects to play the full game next week against the Citadel. So Duke will get one of their key veteran receivers back next week.
Well, you haven't heard Ted Roof complain, but he has every reason to. With guys like Landrum and Cedric Dargan, who rushes for 115 yards against Connecticut or Navy and isn't heard from again because of his injury. There's the pass out to Tim Ball, and Ball trying to keep the ball alive, gets up to the 30-yard line. It's a gain of about 7 on the play. Josh Wilson in on the tackle for the Maryland Terrapins.
Well, I agree with Ted Roof in the fact that you don't make a big deal out of it because there's nothing you can do about it. You're not going to cancel the game.
No.
I look at it as an opportunity to get the young guys in, and let's find out if they want to man up.
Well, I think he's gained some valuable intelligence. It is verified that all of the recruiting choices he made were likely the right ones. 2nd down and 3. Handoff, Tim Ball. Into the heart of the Maryland defense, Tim Chesa in on the play, the redshirt freshman from Kennesaw, Georgia. There's Ted Roof. Better days are ahead on this program. You can see the upward progression. And you feel for fans of Duke because they're sitting there saying, well, okay, this looks the same. It's 0-4, but it's it just doesn't feel the same, and that's good.
Yeah, you look at you go back to the UConn game, and you like to get that one out of your system and get you win, but they'll earn it. They'll have to earn it, and the ACC is it's going to be rugged, but they have it within them.
With the addition of Virginia Tech and Miami this year and BC next year, Snyder's pass is deflected down there and batted away, and the pass is batted away by Feliciano. There's the key injuries. Dargan did not come in today, neither did Landrum. Alexander's gone for the season. Jamin Pastor was their top punt returner for a while. Deonta McCormick came back today, and of course one that we don't show there but is on everybody's lapel, and that is number 55, Micah Harris. Aaron Fryer did not play today either. He was Dargan's backup. Schneider back to throw. Blitz is on. Pass is overthrown. Defended by Choice, and that stops the clock with 5:02 remaining. But the Maryland Terrapins are going to gather their first conference win. Ralph Friedgen is going to take his 4th straight victory over the Duke Blue Devils. And for the Blue Devils themselves, they go out of conference next week and face the Citadel here. But as everybody knows, life's not easy in this conference now. They have a bye week after that, and then they have Georgia Tech, Virginia, and Wake Forest. 2 of those 3 on the road. 3rd down and 10, Schneider. Pass complete, Deonta McCormick, and he is downed at the 39-yard line, a gain of 6. No question.
The one right going down the score. I mean, that's it.
That was their golden opportunity. That Doc would have put them ahead with a point after. It would have put them ahead by 28-27. Instead, it opened the floodgates when they threw an interception or fumbled the ball right back into their hands. JoJo Walker now in punt return formation for Steve Suter. Now let's go to the sidelines and Mike Hogwood.
Hey, Steve, Doc was talking about it earlier, about that Under Armour commercial that Ralph Friedgen did. Not in our house, he said. Well, these guys were in the commercial are all ex-players that the company chose to be in it. Now, they actually had to do a little bit of stuff out on the field, as you see in the commercial. When they took a break for lunch, Dave Salazzo, who was helping get the guys ready, said, you guys can't eat. You look awful. And he kept them out there and coached them on how to play for the commercial.
Oh, goodness.
Well, Coach Salazzo, I mean, he's a maniac.
Yeah.
I love to go up to coach before a ball game because he's already played a quarter, either coming over on the bus or coming out early. And there he is with his defensive lineman. And what you see is what you get. And I'd love to play for this guy because he's in your corner, he's all over you, but you can see that he cares, and he's a good teacher of the game.
That was J.P. Humber who carried the ball last time for the Maryland Terrapins. We're kind of mopping things up here in the final 3 minutes and 50 seconds. Got another new quarterback in the ball game for Maryland, and that is Ryan Mitch. redshirt freshman from McLean, Virginia.
It's 55-21. So a lot of you were talking about coach.
Yeah.
He's not over there planning what you want, pepperoni for the pizza on the ride home. He's coaching.
Yeah.
You know, he's on the team is up. He's still coaching.
There he is. Even coaches during the commercial. That is something. and the fact that, you know, Ralph is in a commercial, I think belies what everybody thought about him. You know, well, he doesn't protect the right image. You know, he's not. You know, I didn't realize that there was a size requirement for coaches.
Well, they discriminate against big people. You know, and what sport? I mean, how stupid is it that football would discriminate against big guys?
Yeah.
You know, they grow into you. They help put you in this position. So, I mean, he had to go through it. I told Ralph all the time. I said, Ralph, how does it feel to be a minority?
Yeah. Yeah.
First time we came over to Maryland, I said, there's a guy who was overqualified. You know, we do his games at Georgia Tech. I love doing his games because you never knew what was going on. He was on the cutting edge of offense, technology. The guy's way ahead of the ball game. And, you know, he's showing everybody now that failed on him that they were wrong.
That's right. And you saw there, we showed the graphic, 2001 National and ACC Coach of the Year. Handoff now goes ahead to Humber one more time. And Joel East wrapping up Humber as the time walks down quietly with 2:27 left to go. Duke's home opener has been spoiled, but it hasn't been what the score has indicated. It's been an exciting football game for 3 quarters, and then Maryland just methodically took over, and they've had so much time with their offense on the football field that just took its toll on the Duke defense. Maryland next week will have a bye week, and then they go home to take on Georgia Tech, so couldn't have come at a better time to collect themselves after their first ACC win. Mitch with his first pass. It is complete. That's Drew Weatherly. And Weatherly is brought down. Gets up to the 35-yard line, and we are under the 2-minute mark. John Talley is in on the tackle. There's Drew Weatherly. Let's take a look at the Aaron scoreboard. Boston College leading Wake Forest. Wake Forest came from behind to beat them last year. Still the same in Blacksburg between the Wolfpack and the Hokies. Well, that is a battle for the all-important middle ground of the ACC, and we'll see Wake Forest and NC State next week. Mario Williams, he's a freak at defensive end. Chris Barclay, one of the top career rush leaders in the ACC at 2,190, and you'll see it at 12 noon on many of these same stations. Our Citgo ACC game of the week, and that'll be a good one.
Carter Finley.
Yes. There's Ralph Regent. He's done a lot of things for the Maryland football program on the field, 34-9, about to be. Off the field, he's helped fill that stadium. They're just about sold out up there.
New athletic complex, weight room, the whole 9 yards.
Got our 4th quarterback of the day. This is going to be for Maryland. This is Sam Hollenbach. They're using as many quarterbacks as the Red Sox use relief pitchers against the Orioles this week.
Well, that was a brutal series for Oriole fans. How about last night, right in the 9th inning, watching the Sox and the Bombers, and the game just cut away. I mean, what happened?
I know.
I felt bad for you.
Those guys have been in business for 25 years, and they cut it off in the middle of the 9th.
Yeah.
With Mario Rivera coming up to see Boise State and Brigham Young.
Yeah. Known better. I thought Dave Burchett was directing that.
Here's the pass. It is complete. We hope to show in the 4th quarter of that game in Blacksburg. Ball brought down by Steve Suter at midfield.
That's Suter. He looks like he's limping a little bit.
Wow, 5 knee injuries, 5 knee surgeries. You'll be limping too?
Walking like Festus in Gunsmoke.
That's a great story. His father, George, 2 major operations in the last year. He had a brain tumor. 6 months later, he was treated for prostate cancer. He joked with his son. He says, I'm having as many surgeries as you. Clock runs out on this one, and the Maryland Terrapins come away with a win in a big score, 55-21, spoiling the Blue Devils opener at Duke.